If you live here, fun is your thing. If you live here, tough is your thing. Smart is your thing. Caring is your thing. If you live in Massachusetts, community is your thing. Since 1972, the Massachusetts State Lottery has provided over $25 billion to help cities and towns with the things they need most. If you live here, giving is your thing.
My family earns respect.
My family clears bases.
My family breaks records.
My family wins MVPs.
My family gives everything.
My family makes history. My family wins championships.
There's no family.
There's no family.
There's no family.
There's no family like my family.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
When Alaska Airlines needed a partner for the complex operations of travel, they made the switch to T-Mobile. Our 5G has Alaska Airlines and their customers covered, from major hubs to remote destinations, with 5G coverage ready now for the demands of today and the future. T-Mobile's network powers Alaska Airlines as they deliver next-level care for all customers. 5G ready now. That's how unconventional thinking is better for business.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news, some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
With the series tied at 1 apiece, it forces a decisive Game 3 in the Western Division Final between the number 4-seeded Bourne Braves and the number 2-seeded Hyannis Harbor Hawks on this cloudy midweek. So happy to have you with us and welcome you inside the Tim Alstrom Broadcast Center alongside Michael Kirsting, Mickey Doolittle. I'm Jacob Irons. Bria Losick will join us in a few moments. But guys, backs against the wall for both these teams for the first time this playoffs. Hyannis getting it done in 2 against Falmouth. For Bourne, getting it done in 2 against Katuitt. Both of them feeling something they haven't felt all that much before. In this situation, they got to go out and win to be able to advance on to the CCBL championship.
Yeah, it's do or die time. Game 3, it doesn't get much bigger than this. Doesn't get much more exciting than this either. Both teams, there's going to be a palpable tension. They can feel how important this is. It's also a rematch of last year's Western Division Final. So when it's a rematch with the stakes this high, yeah, there's a lot on the line, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and both of these teams come into this game a little bit looser. Like, you see them down the lines before the game, kind of hanging out a little bit, maybe enjoying their time on the Cape. But, you know, Hyannis Harbor Hawks fans and Bourne Braves fans might come into this game really, really nervous. Their guys are ready to go. They're taking it seriously, but they're staying loose. It's a lot of fun to watch.
It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Inclement weather, as we've talked about, will play a factor today. However, through talking to both managers, we will play 9 innings today. There is no moving of a 5-inning game as it will stand. It will be a full 9 innings to get this one in the books. Whether that finishes tonight or whether it's tomorrow morning, it will be 9 innings to decide who goes to the CCBL championships to take on Orleans.
But I don't think that's going to be affecting how either of these teams play. I bet that if we don't make it through today, I bet there will be both teams on this field that want to be in front going into tomorrow's game. They don't want there to be much to play for, both of these teams. If one of these teams can take a big lead into tomorrow, that's going to make them feel real good going into a championship game against Orleans. So still, whether it be tonight or tomorrow that this game ends, all to play for here tonight, regardless of how many innings we play.
Yeah, and I think both these teams kind of want to wrap it up tonight. They want to be able to not play a doubleheader. Yes, collegiate baseball players are used to doubleheaders. They've been playing doubleheaders all their lives, but at the same time, that extra bit of rest could be key going into a series against a really great team like Orleans.
Yeah, Kelly Nicholson, the manager of the Firebirds, is in attendance today scouting out who he maybe will be seeing later on down the road, but he'll see two arms, not necessarily he will necessarily see in that three-game set, but it will be Darren Horn taking the bump for the Harbor Hawks today. Darren Horn out of Coastal, a very solid arm, and something that they get consistency out of.
Consistency is what we've been saying as the word to describe the Hyannis staff all season long. The Chanticleer has been coming in, starter for about 3-4 innings, sometimes can see 5 out of them as well. They're going to want to see how long they can go with the weather playing a factor here. Just being able to use one pitcher as opposed to burning an arm for maybe one batter or so going into tomorrow is going to be big. So weather playing a factor, as you mentioned, Jacob, it's going to be playing a factor in a lot of the pitching decisions on both sides here tonight.
Yeah, and this is a Hyannis bullpen, as there you see it on your screen, is they're going to be fully loaded. And that is almost entirely thanks to Griffin O'Connor last night, going 6 innings of scoreless baseball against the Bourne Braves, saving that bullpen. Hyannis got down early and then were able to save the entire bullpen thanks to O'Connor. So they're going to have their best arms ready to go. They're all hot tonight, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun here. However, you talked about it, Mickey. Our own Bria Lossick caught up with Griffin O'Connor about his stellar performance yesterday.
From McKeon Park, I'm Bria Lossick alongside Griffin O'Connor from Assumption College, who just went 6 shutout innings yesterday. Griffin, you were brought on to the team kind of late. What was it like getting those first 2 appearances?
Yeah, no, it's been awesome. Great experience down here. You know, my first outing, obviously, was a little nervous, you know, getting used to the new team and everything like that. But, you know, the guys have been awesome. Coach has been awesome. So I think that, you know, that next outing kind of yesterday, you know, I felt a lot more comfortable. You know, guys have been awesome. Brody caught me yesterday. He did a great job. So, you know, overall, it's been a great experience getting real comfortable with the guys. So it made it a lot easier for me to do well.
What do you think was the difference between your first and second outing on the mound?
I think it was just having the confidence, you know, having the confidence to throw my pitch in any count, having, you know, confidence with our catcher, getting on the same page with him, I think was key. And, you know, just going out there and saying, you know, at the end of the day, what's going to happen is going to happen. So just trying to do what I can do to help the team out.
What pitch do you think was most effective for you last night?
I think the changeup was working well for me. You know, I just think I was having confidence with the changeup. You know, not a pitch I typically throw as much as I do. It did yesterday, but, you know, I was throwing it with confidence and it was working well.
After 3 pitches, most of the time you were working behind. How did you kind of get back into counts and retire batters effectively?
Yeah, I think, you know, when you fall down the count, a big part of, like, you know, staying up is, you know, having faith in yourself, having faith that, like, you can come back even when you're down 2-0 to get the guy out, and, you know, having the confidence that even though I'm down 2-0, I can hit my spot and I can throw any pitch even when I'm down 2-0, and I think that was key. Just confidence was the key for me yesterday.
And like I said, you haven't been up here for that long of a time, but with the season almost coming to a close, not tonight, we hope not, but not tonight, but with playoffs going on, what has been your favorite memory or favorite part of being a part of this team?
Oh, well, there's a lot since I've been here. I'd say last night for me was, you know, finally being able to help the team out and, you know, have confidence. The guys were awesome yesterday. You know, I think they knew after my first outing I was a little nervous, so I think after yesterday kind of having a good outing and, you know, hopefully putting the team in a good position today to win, you know, that was my best part, just helping out the team, trying to get them in a scenario where they can win tonight and hopefully win a championship.
One of our assistant coaches, Johnny Davis, plays with you at Assumption College and kind of brought you on. What's it like having him in the dugout?
Oh, he's awesome, man. He's awesome. You know, he's great at school. He's great here. He's been awesome. You know, same thing, building me up with confidence. You know, letting me know that I can throw with any of the guys here. And you know, he's been great so far. Really helping me in my development and everything here. So I got all praise to him.
All right, thank you so much, Griffin.
Yeah, thank you.
Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you so much, Bria here. Talk about it with O'Connor, having that awesome ability just to come in, eat innings, and use that changeup effectively when you have that opportunity. And now you set them up, like Mickey talked about, to have a really solid day out of the bullpen, especially in a big Game 3. To have all those arms available to you is a huge, and it's all off of O'Connor's back. But in the other bullpen today, in starting, will be Gabe Driscoll, a guy Harbor Hawks haven't seen since June, but once again, a very dominant pitcher, a guy that has a lot of innings, and that they can expect a lot of the Bearcat.
Yeah, went 2 1/3 scoreless and hitless in June in the one appearance that Hyannis saw him in. And that says a lot against a good Hyannis offense, and it was a bit early, and as you said, there hasn't been much that Hyannis has seen out of him since. He pitched to the tune of around a 2.50 ERA this season, and quite a few appearances, few of them being starts as well. So this is a guy that Hyannis really do have to look out for.
Yeah, a guy with a big frame, 6'5", 200+, mainly fastball slider mix, and it speaks volumes on how good of a pitcher you can be if you just can win with 2 pitches. This year his ERA was 2.48. He was a fantastic pitcher when he was using about only those 2 pitches. So a guy that Hyannis really should look out for today.
Yeah, and once again, we always talk about it. Getting through the starter is going to be huge because we talked about the strength here in this spot is the Harbor Hawks bullpen, and not every team is as gifted as the Hawks are to have that and possess that bullpen. If you're able to get through Driscoll, you really have a good shot tonight.
And even more so, we saw it with that 5-run 5th inning. If you can just knock out that starter and get into the bullpen of Bourne, that's when the offense is going to strike. Staying resilient for the offense to have a chance from the pitching. It takes 2 sides of that coin to win. It takes the offensive side, as we saw in the 5-run 5th, but all of that came from Hyannis' pitching, keeping them relatively within the ball game. And, of course, Hyannis had a real big comeback on their backs there in that 5-run 5th. They got a lead back that they never relinquished. But that's what you're going to look for tonight. Having that pitching, keeping you strong for however long this game may go. We have no idea how long it's going to go, but keeping you in that game through the pitching for your offense to have a chance. That's going to be the name of the game.
Yeah, in this Harbor Hawks offense, to close out the regular season, we know how great they were during the regular season, but to close out the regular season, it was a little bit slower. It was, they had wrapped up their playoff position. They weren't maybe as checked into these games, but start of playoff time, a dime drop. They flipped a switch. Insert adjective here. It was really great to see them come out firing on all cylinders during the playoffs. But now, into the last game, it wasn't as seamless as it has been. So really finding that success that made them so great against Falmouth, that made them so great in Game 1 of this series, is going to be key.
Yeah, and when you talk about those keys in this game, one of them is having the offense show up. It was the offense for the Braves early in yesterday's game. All 13 of those runs coming in the first 2 innings of play. Then they would fall, ultimately putting up zeros the rest of the way because of O'Connor. But you have to imagine striking early is going to be huge for both these teams.
And because it was a 13-3 loss, I talked about it with Josh Schreiber and Nico Sharp on the broadcast last night. It's easier to put that out of your head as opposed to a really close, really close, tough loss, because you can hang on to that mentally. With this team, we've talked about their 1-0 approach all season long. Games like that, losses like that are uncharacteristic of the Hyannis Harbor Hawks identity, you can put those out of your head a lot easier. You have to have short memory, especially in the playoffs here, and even more so coming into a Game 3 where it's win or go home. So that's the mentality Hyannis will be taking into this game. Despite a loss last night, you just start all over anew. Game 3, just win this one, all is forgiven.
Yeah, and I mentioned earlier the looseness of this team down the left field line during batting practice. They were all sitting together as a group, joking around, having a great time. So it's not that they aren't taking it seriously. They are. It's just the fact that they are coming into this game loose. They have that short memory, like you mentioned, and they're going to come out and they're going to play their best game tonight.
And ultimately, that's what skipper Eric Beatty would like them to do as well. I caught up with him a little earlier. The pregame show rolls on here at field level at McKeon Park alongside skipper Eric Beatty. Backs against the wall, Game 3 for the Western Division Crown. What are you telling your guys in your dugout?
Keep doing what they're doing. I think we're in a good place. The guys are loose. We got Horn starting tonight, so I think if we keep doing what we've been doing all year, I think we're going to come out on top tonight.
You touched upon Darren Horn taking the start tonight. What do you look out of the Coastal man to really produce for you guys on the mound?
Yeah, I think as long as he doesn't nibble too much, his stuff is really good. His fastball runs really well in one direction. His slider runs the other direction. So if he stays on the middle of the plate with those 2 pitches and lets them work the corners from the middle, I think he'll get a lot of quick outs and pitch deep into the game.
Got a good group of guys in the dugout right now. What has it been like to share the dugout with them time and time again throughout the regular season, now in the postseason?
Yeah, they're awesome, man. They got a lot of good personality. They're great players. They've bought into trying to go 1-0 every day, and they're staying loose. A lot of real fun personalities. So it's been a great summer.
Is there a personality that stands out for you? I know it's almost like picking a parent. You can't pick favorites, but is there a personality that really stands out right now?
Yeah, no, I mean, you got guys like Cam Smith and Thompson that just do absolutely everything right. Those guys are great leaders for us. You got guys like, Zach York that adds in a ton of personality and laughter. And then you got, everybody adds in a different way. So definitely can't pick any favorites here. Together, they're all a fun group, and we appreciate all of them.
Weather could play a factor later into this game. Does that change how you attack this game from a managerial standpoint?
I don't think so. We've agreed that we're going to play 9 innings, whether we finish it tonight or tomorrow. So we're just going to go try to win every pitch tonight, and it's going to be a team effort to do that.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach. Best of luck.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Pre-game show rolls on after this. The 2023 Cape Cod Baseball League postseason is finally upon us. 10 teams started the year hoping to see their names in August, but now only 8 remain, all with aspirations of hearing their name called as the league's next champion in its centennial season. For Hyannis and manager Eric Beatty's second year at the helm, they look to continue a storied season filled with suspense and drama into the postseason. They expect their plethora of memorable moments throughout the season, such as an unprecedented 9th inning comeback versus crosstown rival the heroics to a masterful pitching performance of one hit ball in Hartford, Connecticut,
swung on and missed. Ball game.
To a perfectly placed hit by Bennett Thompson down the line to beat Wareham, has all prepared them to make new memories in the month of August. And they hope a sky full of stars shines in blue and orange. The first round of the Cape Cod Baseball League postseason starts today, with teams' quest to hoist the Arnold Mycock Trophy beginning. Hyannis is ready for postseason baseball. Are you?
Retirement strategies come in all shapes and sizes. One strategy does not fit all when it comes to reaching your retirement goals. And considering all your options may be, well, more than you want to think about. So whether you're looking to retire or already living in retirement, you need a strategy tailor-made for you.
Fairway Financial can create a personal retirement strategy just for you, designed to take care of you and your loved ones. Call us today at 508-398-3337.
Welcome back to McKeon Park for Game 3 of this West Division final between Bourne and Hyannis in a highly anticipated contest. A rematch of last year's comes to Game 3 once again. Darren Horn gets to start today for the Harbor Hawks, a consistent pitcher that looking to go and extending deep into the fifth.
Yeah, Horn, a guy that in Game 1 against Falmouth did his job. 4 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts. He was really, really good. Dealt with some traffic on the base pass, but was able to do so very, very nicely. So Horn, a guy that's going to mix in that fastball slider changeup combo. The changeup is mostly going to come against lefties. The slider's mostly going to come against righties. A guy that certainly has the tool to succeed against Bourne.
And we saw him last time, as you said, against Falmouth. That's what you want to see, is that if there is some traffic, you deal with it properly. That's exactly what Horn did, allowing only 2 runs. Only one of those was earned.
Jonathan Vastine will settle in for the Braves. He's at shortstop today. He'll lead things off. We're about ready for baseball here on a overcast and humid night on the Middle Cape. Darren Horn pitches, and it's a swing and a miss from Vastine to start things off.
First pitch, 5:59, getting things started a little bit early here.
0-1, lined right back up the middle, out of the reach of Horn. Braves start their contest off with a single. And let's take a look at how the Braves stack up tonight offensively.
Yeah, you just saw Vastine single back up the middle. He's been really good. He leads it off and plays shortstop. JKG, Josh Kuroda-Grauer, has 8 for 19 start to his playoffs, 2 home runs and 8 RBIs. Diggs, Eblin, Bender homered last night. He's the dangerous catcher hitting in that 5-hole. Michelle has 3 home runs on the postseason. He leads the playoffs right now. Peterson, Foster, and Shufreda round out the Bourne lineup.
Joshua Kuroda-Grauer shows bunt. He pulls back.
Yeah, continuity out of this lineup is exactly what you want to see from a Bourne perspective. This is almost the same lineup minus Foster, who we did see later in the game that scored those 13 runs in 2 innings off of Mason Nichols, a really good pitcher last night.
Kuroda-Grauer having a postseason himself, batting .500 so far. 88-mile-an-hour breaking ball. It's a swing and a miss.
Yeah. It was a good fastball down and in, able to get in late on it. You see a little bit of run to it. It's got that arm side. It's pretty deceptive.
1-1 from Horn. Misses low on the Rutgers product. His second season with the Braves was a later addition last year, coming via the NECBL and the Newport Gulls. This year, full-time member of this Braves team and hoping to repeat last year. 2-1 inside.
He also hit that absolute moonshot in the top of the third, a 2-run shot off of Zach Volker in game 1. It's not too hard, or it's not too easy to hit it as deep as JKG did.
3-1. Comes in over the plate. Loading the count full.
I just got to bear down, try and know that you have that double play opportunity intact.
Gower fouls it off of his ankle. We'll do it again full.
Infield is in double play depth. You got Gazdar a couple of steps in, as well as the second baseman Snow, pinched towards that second base bag. Quickens the delivery to second, able to cover a little bit quicker.
Payoff pitch. Runner was in motion. JKG fouls it away. We'll do it again.
Yeah, not a bad idea here with nobody out. Of course, Scott Lander's one of the more aggressive coaches in the Cape Cod Baseball League. 109 stolen bases this year, was first in the league, and the next closest was in the 80s at Falmouth.
They're an aggressive team on the base pass, and they get a runner on. They are forced to be reckoned with. Payoff pitch, flown out to shallow center field. Ranging out is Earhart to make the grab. First out of the game is finally pocketed for Horn. And let's take a look at how defensively Hyannis stacks up.
Just saw Earhart out in center. Either side of him is Mitchell in left and Lipsy in right. It'll go Ike, Gazdar, Snow, York from third to first across the infield. Donay doing the designated hitting. And the battery mate of Darren Horn is Bennett Thompson tonight. But that's why you have Earhart out in center field. You normally see him as a right fielder, but he covers ground so well. Great first step.
Runner goes, throw down from Thompson. Got him in time. Oh, liner from Thompson to Gazdar, erases Vastine off the bases.
And that's why you have Bennett Thompson behind the plate, too. He's got great pop time. He gets that ball in his glove and immediately pops up. When you have that kind of pop time defensively, you don't even need that good of an arm. But Thompson has a great one, and that throw gets down to Vastine in plenty of time.
Horn hammers in for strike on Kendall Diggs, a right fielder out of the University of Arkansas.
Would have been a good block right there from Thompson as well if there was somebody on base and it mattered. But still, Thompson, a great defensive catcher, a part of a defensive unit in Hyannis that has really come on in the second half of the year.
1-2. Quickly Diggs will be awarded first base as they clipped a little piece of him. That brings up the dangerous Bryce Eblin.
Yeah, this one goes a little bit down and in here from Horn. And again, just resetting. You've given up that hit, but you bounce back nicely. Now you accidentally hit a hitter, but you can bounce back just like you did. You're one pitch away from getting out of this.
Eblin finished third in the regular season with .367 batting average as he turns on one, and it will be a fair ball down into the right field corner. Wheeling around third, giving the hold sign as Diggs. He'll retreat back. It was a late call by the third base coach to send him back into third base, but it's a double for Bryce Eblin with 2 away.
Now, not only was that a late call, you would have assumed that because you were thinking that the throw might have been coming home, but instead the throw came into second. So was a little bit surprised to see that Diggs was held there. Maybe not the best of runners, but that's a big break there for Horn because I was expecting Diggs, especially with 2 outs running on contact, to be sent there. And instead now runners only on second and third, nobody across just yet.
Derek Bender from Coastal Carolina comes into the batter's box. 0-0 pitch to his teammate is picked up foul by Brandon Ike. Umpires tonight from United Umpires behind home plate. Mike Sadowski at third base. Mike Hinojosa at second base. Stephen Williams. And at first base, Chris Engstrand rounds out United Umpires crew tonight.
Yeah, we saw Mike Hinojosa, home plate umpire for Game 1, but also the Cape Cod League Umpire of the Year this year.
1 to Banner holds on it. 1-1. And Mike Hinojosa also doing double duty, was part of the umpiring crew yesterday at Orleans, comes back to this series. United Umpires trying to do a good job of keeping a 4-man rotation within these 3-game series. The 1-1 deals in size to Bender.
Now, as if you don't want Bender up at all already, these two are teammates, and sometimes Bender catches Darren Horn at Coastal. So this is a one where Bender could have the upper hand here. He knows the pitcher's pitches.
Bender pops up and all the way back, still trailing back at the wall, reaching up, it's out of here. Derek Bender launches one over the fence in right field. Braves take an early lead here in the top of the first.
Bender just taking that to the opposite field, showing off his power. A guy that has showed it off all year long, was a top guy in the MVP race. Narrowly missed out on the batting title by just 1 point, but here in the playoffs, he got off to a slow start, but in the last 2 days has really come alive. 2 for 4, last night with a homer, and now a homer in the first inning.
Shell now settles in with a 2-0 count from Darren Horn. Pitch misses upstairs above the Braves lettering, 3-0. Pitch upstairs again. It's a 4-pitch walk to Garrett Michelle. This top of the first continues for the Braves.
Yeah, the next point I was about to make before Bender hit the home run was the importance of getting out of this first inning after letting up 9 in the first inning yesterday. But unfortunately for Horn, his catcher got him right there, sending a 3-run shot out to right center.
Sam Peterson now into the box. Breaking pitch in for strike. Braves trying to create some more 2-out magic. 0-1, grounder off of the glove of Ike. He's forced to eat it. Peterson stands aboard at first, and Michelle moves to second base. Braves picking up where they left off yesterday, having dominant starts to games.
Yeah, it would have been a tough play for Ike. Went into that slide, half slide. You know, you kind of get caught in between a little bit there as an infielder. Those are some tough baseballs to field, but Ike unable to corral it, and now you have another dangerous hitter and Cam Foster up.
0-0 pitch. This is outside on Foster, 1-0, and Foster coming to the box. It will be the 8th batter of this top of the first for the Braves. From Horn is down low, 2-0.
We talked about offenses coming alive almost every day, and I'm going to talk about it again. Offenses in the second half of this league come alive, and yes, a 3-run lead looks pretty big, but Hyannis an offense that can get over it.
2-0 lined over the head of Ike. Michelle will be waved around third. He'll come in to score. 4-0 Braves lead in the top of the first.
And this will now be the second game in a row that Bourne sends all 9 hitters to the plate in the first inning. They did it last night, sending 13 to the plate in the bottom of the first. And now this is a good chat that Eric Luxus is about to have with Darren Horn, because it got out of hand real quick at Bourne last night, and you don't want it to get out of hand here, as there's a big chance for Bourne to get some distance here, and for Hyannis, just want to keep it within slam range.
Yeah, just a fastball he sort of left out over the plate. Not hit particularly hard, only 74 miles an hour off the bat, but still enough to get the job done. Bourne, a team that is so good at finding open grass, even if they don't hit the ball hard enough. They ranked last in the league in home runs, only hitting 15 on the year. But they get it done in other ways, and we're seeing that right now.
Cross Sibley starting his initial warm-ups in the Harbor Hawks bullpen here early. Have to imagine it in a backs against the wall situation. It's going to be short leashes for pitchers, especially when you have everybody available. And it always comes to question, well, what happens tomorrow when you have to play? That's not really on the front of mind. You have to imagine on both skippers' minds, no matter in what situation you are. You got to play for the game in front of you.
Yeah, and you got to unload that bullpen, unload the clip, and try and bear down and keep this Bourne offense quiet.
And it's even tougher here because you talked about how few home runs were hit on the season. Well, Pete Freitas hit 2 or 3 here at McKeon Park. Sees the ball really well here. And in a righty-lefty matchup, this favors Pete Freitas, the Rutgers Scarlet Knight.
Low 1-0. Swing and a miss from Freitas. Now the 9th batter of this top of the first for the Braves. Still looking for more. All of their runs coming with 2 outs. 1-1, taken for a strike on the outer part of the plate from Darren Horn.
That was a good, well-located changeup on the outer third of the plate. He likes throwing that changeup more against lefties.
1-2 to Freitas. Chopped over to Snow. Fires in time to York. Braves keep their hot hitting going. They respond for 4 on the top of the first. Harbor Hawks picking up their bats for the first time today on the other side.
A brilliant idea starts at the source. Through innovative design, we're taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle, up to 30% made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
This BBB seal is a badge of honor. It's a sign that this is a business you can trust. Each year, millions of people see the BBB seal on a door or a window or a website and breathe a little easier. See the seal and know you've made the right choice. Find a business you can trust. Ask BBB.
welcome you back here to McKeon Park. Bourne leading 4-0 after a half inning of play. Let's take a look at how the Harbor Hawks stack up offensively in this one.
Yeah, it'll be Zach Earhart leading off, playing center field. You saw him make a nice play in the top half of the first. John Gazdar, he had a nice night last night, 2 for 5. He's also come alive in this playoff. He was great to close out the season. He's been great. Brandon Ike playing third base tonight, hitting third. Nick Mitchell hitting fourth. Brody Donay, the designated hitter, is hitting fifth. Bennett Thompson doing the catching tonight, hits sixth. Trey Lipsy, 5 for 12 in the playoffs, including 2 stolen bases and a bunch of clutch hitting on his name so far, hits seventh. Eric Snow, 6 for 11 in the playoffs as well, with a home run and 6 runs batted in. And Zach York rounds out the lineup.
Earhart will step up. For the first time today. Pitch in for strike from Gabe Driscoll. 0-1 to Earhart. Flown away, 0-2.
Earhart putting together great at-bats all season long, known for his bunting for Hyannis.
2 misses off the plate.
Yeah, despite being down 4, it's nothing Hyannis hasn't done before. This is a team that's been all about responses all season long.
Chopper over to Vastine, gloves it, fires high off of the glove of Michelle. Earhart quickly turning, he'll get out of play. He'll be awarded second base.
And this is all you have to do is put the ball in play there. That's big now because Hyannis now has a chance at something. They've been given a breath of life.
Now, take a look. Big opportunity now for John Gazdar behind him to try and take on and try and eke across a run. If you can make it a 3-1 ball game, that's very doable. Gazdar looks at a strike in the outer part of the plate.
No better guy to do it than John Gazdar. Talk about how many multi-hit games he's had coming into today. Big contact guy you want with runners in scoring position up.
Grounder over to Kuroda Grauer. Fires in time to Michelle. With Brandon Ike, as Gabe Driscoll from Binghamton has been fabulous all year long. 25 1/3 innings pitched. Only given up 11 runs.
Yeah, and you'll see him mix in mostly fastball slider. In his last 4 games, he's really decreased his use of his cutter. Mostly fastball slider, a guy that normally has those 2 pitches. He's big and tall, 6'5", 225 pounds. And he'll increase the use of that fastball the first time through the order. Second time through, different story. He's mixing in more of his off-speed pitches.
Brandon Ike is batting .500 in the postseason for the Harbor Hawks. Laces one to center field. Chufreda catches it. Tagging will be Earhart. Throw won't be in time. Harbor Hawks get one across to cut the lead to 3.
Yeah, good piece of hitting from Brandon Ike, knowing what Hyannis needs and able to get the job done. Even if you can chip into this lead a little bit, little by little, it'll be great and set yourself up.
Chufreda is out in the outfield along with Kuroda Grauer. You can take a look at the defensive alignment for these Braves as Mitchell takes a pitch on the outside part of the plate.
It'll be Peterson, Chufreda, and Diggs left to right in the outfield. Eblin, Vastine, Kuroda Grauer, and Michelle third to first across the infield, with Bender doing the catching for Gabe Driscoll.
Pitch in for strike on Nick Mitchell, the left fielder, transferring to Indiana. 1-1 from Driscoll. In for strike, 1-2. Mitchell behind in the count.
Yeah, Mitchell, a guy that has great bat-to-ball ability, good contact hitter. A guy that you kind of want up in these kind of situations, able to control the zone, extend an inning. It's not all or nothing, especially with a guy like Brody Donay on deck.
2-2 is down in the dirt, full count. On Nick Mitchell. Nick Mitchell batting .363 in this postseason. Payoff deliveries taken high. Mitchell works a walk to bring up Brody Donay.
Yeah, great at bat there, and we saw it on his graphic that it's 27 strikeouts to 8 walks. Doesn't walk guys all that often, so really good discipline to recognize the strike zone there from Mitchell and extend this inning.
Donay, the designated hitter for this contest. Donay looks at a strike on the outer part of the plate.
Donay, a guy that has just monstrous power. He can really hit the ball a mile.
0-1. Slow grounder over to Eblin. Fires high. Michelle's able to stab it. Harbor Hawks get one back, though. Braves still leading 4-1. We send it down now to our very own Bria Losick. Bria.
Thank you so much, Jacob. Darren Horn takes the bump tonight for Hyannis, but that's a place that he knows he's always belonged. I talked to his mom before the game, and she said that when Darren was little, he could not keep his eyes off the TV when baseball was on. He was always kind of the kid that was jumping around, could never stay still, but as soon as his parents put on the World Series one year, he sat down in front of the TV just like that and couldn't look away. She said after that, the World Series was done, there was no more baseball on TV, so he went back to not really listening to her and just being kind of ornery. So she went out and bought every single baseball movie that she could think of. Angels in the Outfield, The Sandlot, all of them, and just played them on repeat. He stayed right in front of the TV. She said from there on, she knew that her and her husband were going to have to pivot from being basketball and football fans. It was going to be baseball all day long for the Horn family. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Bria. Now, question pertains whether had a little bit of Summer Catch in there as well. Another good baseball movie. Takes part on Cape Cod as John Schiffner, the coach that's portrayed in that movie, is here tonight, a deputy commissioner of the CCBL, and gives way here. Summer Catch, one of those top baseball movies, and it's a great movie about Cape Cod. If you haven't seen it, we highly recommend to go watch it.
Not only that, but also baseball movies are just so much better than football and basketball movies. Come on now. And especially given that there's one about the Cape Cod Baseball League. Great connection back here.
Yeah.
Can't say I've ever seen it. I got to go watch it now, though.
Summer Catch, you've never watched it? You never watched it before coming up here?
Neither have I.
I didn't.
Whoa, come on.
It's going to be the first one that I watch when I'm back home.
Neither of you did your homework when you got the internship, apparently.
Oh, trust me.
I didn't. At least not on that front.
Vastine comes back into the box for the Braves. After going through all 9 batters in the top of the first, Darren Horn will see Vastine already for the second time today. He's ahead 0-2.
Couple of nice pitches, outer third of the plate, keeping it away from Vastine, who likes more inner half pitches, more center cut.
0-2. Breaking ball. Filthy pitch from Darren Horn to try and respond his first strikeout of his outing.
Nice sinker there, just running away from him towards that opposite batter's box, diving out of the zone. Perfect location.
And a good bounce back, too, as we talked a lot about how the first 3 batters had 3 at-bats within the first 2 innings. So to set down Vastine, a really good hitter, very quickly there is a good route to a bounce back here in the second.
The 1-0 took a row to Grauer in for strike. If you're Eric Beatty and the dugout, just hoping Horn can work out of this 1-2-3 and get the offense back up as Grauer swings through it.
Yeah, in a winner-go-home game where you're willing to unload everybody in your bullpen, getting a little bit extra length from your starter in saving that bullpen maybe for a potential matchup with Orleans tomorrow is so, so important. But at the same time, you will sacrifice everybody to win this game in front of you.
They're showing confidence. Bullpen has now sit down with Cross Sibley here. Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball outside. Another strikeout for Darren Horn.
Yeah, how confidence-inducing is that? You've got the first 3 guys who you just faced last inning, and you go back and sit down the first 2 of them swinging. Really, really good stuff so far from Horn to bounce himself back. He's 1 out away.
Now Kendall Diggs takes a pitch low, 1-0.
Now, this is where it all started with 2 outs. Vastine had just been caught stealing last inning, so Horn knows he's got to bear down here.
Swing and a miss from Diggs, 1-1. Started the game off yesterday with 3 straight singles. 1-1. Slow grounder over to York. Puts the stop sign on Darren Horn. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Darren Horn responds beautifully. Now it's the Harbor Hawks bats trying to pick up. This is Game 3 of the CCBL playoff presented by Duncan.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen.
Hell, Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it.
Hell, Mama.
Welcome back to McKeon Park. Eric Beatty in his 2nd season with the Harbor Hawks, trying to will them to their first CCBL championship since 2015.
Yeah, and his 2nd season in this spot as well. That's something that really breeds winning culture, is bringing in a winning kind of manager. Coming just a few games away from a championship last year, now just 1 win away here from going to the championship again. That's really, really big for Hyannis going down the road, and he's built a real, real great culture. He's a big winner himself, as you see on the screen there. And just bringing that in, translating that to the now players that he is coaching is huge.
Yeah, a guy that has a little bit more of like a relaxed, relatable kind of feel. He's got that great approach to coaching, able to, as a player himself, able to really connect with the players. He understands what it takes to get to the next level, having been drafted himself. So definitely the right man for the job, and the results have been showing.
Bennett Thompson now into the box.
And him and Scott Landers, the Bourne head coach, both on very similar trajectories as coaches. Of course, Beatty hasn't gotten over that hump and won a title quite yet, as Landers did last year. But
1-1 is flown into left center field. Calling off Peterson is Trufreda for the first out of the bottom of the 2nd.
Yeah, those younger player-relatable managers is exactly what you're looking for, because a guy who can bring a team together is all important. They're wearing the orange jerseys today. That was part of Eric Beatty's idea to snap this team out of a slump that got them to this spot. So you're seeing the orange. They provided something special early in the season, and now they're going to need something big here today, hoping those orange jerseys willed on by Eric Beatty give them that power.
Lipsy swings and misses, and Hyannis, I think everyone around the organization will tell you straight up, in the month of June, they were a 500 team. Bunt shown, pulled back, 1-1. Or, excuse me, 0-2, they say he offered. And it will be a called strike, as it really was that turning point in that game. 0-2 to Lipsy, low below the knees, 1-2.
yeah, in seeing them down in that dugout pregame, you could just kind of feel a switch being flipped, because you saw them reveal the dugouts, the uniforms, excuse me.
Taken by Lipsy. It's a strikeout looking. Now 2 retired.
And able to really spark a nice switch, but a nice backdoor slider coming in there that caught the outer third of the plate, able to just bend back in, and that's something Driscoll does so well.
0-0 pitch. Eric Snow continues to stay hot in the postseason, finding the gap in right center field with 2 away.
Here's the 2-out magic once again, but Snow, man, in this postseason, he's really, really found his swing. Now 7 for 12 in the playoffs, and he's been hitting the ball really, really hard, driving that one to the opposite field, 97 miles an hour off the bat.
Now York steps into the box, lining one right to Vastine, who's able to glove it and step on it himself. Snow is able to work on base, but gets left stranded. We're through 2, Bourne leading 4-1.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why'd he sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
Orleans has already punched their ticket into the championship game as the brackets come pretty much filled out. It's just waiting for their Western Division opponent on the other side here in this one.
Yeah, Orleans with that big 8-3 win over YD the other day, taking that lead in the 8th inning, able to get the final 3 outs. But, man, they have been so good in the second half of the year. They've really caught fire at the right time. And then on the other side of the bracket, you see Bourne knocking off that 1-seed Katuitt that's been so big. Katuitt, the best team in the league this year, did not win a game in the postseason.
Horn back out for his 3rd inning of work. Breaking ball, 1-0 on Eblin.
And I think winning that series just made such a statement throughout the league, and that just gives Bourne all the confidence they could need.
1-0 popped up over by the grandstands. Caught right out of the air by some fans. Good crowd that has settled in here at McKeon Park, even with expected rainfall. 1-1 misses outside, 2-1 on Eblin.
Yeah, and what a playoffs it's been. Great atmospheres all over Cape Cod. You saw in Orleans last night, those hills completely full. Here at McKeon Park, you've seen great crowds like the one tonight. Again, that berm down the left field line getting packed in with some lawn chairs. The bleachers getting completely full.
3-1 dunks in for strike on Eblin. Payoff pitch from Horn. Breaking ball taken and rung him up. Darren Horn, 3rd strikeout of the day.
Yeah, outer third of the plate, perfectly placed. Just got that run on it. It's tailing away, and hitters expect that to bend out of the zone off the plate, but 88 miles an hour, perfectly placed.
But now Horn has to proceed with caution with Derek Bender. Last time he was in the righty's batter box, launched one by the scoreboard in right field.
Yeah, we were talking about right after it that ball it looked popped up, but it got up in that air above into the stratosphere and just kept on carrying all the way out of here.
Bender flies it to Earhart, positioning under it. 2 retired in the top of the 3rd.
Yeah, outer third there of the plate. Just not able to get extended on it was Bender. He missed one off the end of the bat just a little bit, but good job by Horn to bounce back and get that dangerous hitter retired. He's really buckled down in the last inning or 2.
Oh, Garrett Michelle. 1-0. Dunks in for strike.
Yeah, it gets no easier after Bender. Michelle as well as Bender, they went back-to-back in the bottom of the second last night.
Swing and a miss. Horn ahead. Trying to work his second consecutive 1-2-3 inning after allowing the Bourne Braves to bat around at the top of the first. It's a swing and a miss. Tag applied by Thompson. Darren Horn turning it on. We move to the bottom of the third for this Game 3 presented by the Johnson family.
Diet Coke? Were you my mom?
You should be so lucky, because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about. Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
Hey, Harbor Hawks fans, did you know the Nat Cape Cod is the official Line Up the Parks sponsor of the Hyannis Harbor Hawks all season long? Thanks to the NAC, the lights at McKeon Park stay bright all summer long as the future stars take the field. Visit thenatcapecod.com to order online today. Talked about it in the beginning of the show. Weather could play a factor in this one. Rain still holding off for right now. There is a little bit more inclement weather that is expected to come in closer to 8 o'clock, hoping that you can work a pretty quick one here and get 2 hours and try and get your full 9 today. If not, you just come back tomorrow.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is we're not going to avoid rain completely. It's going to be how heavy is the rain. You have to monitor the field positions. You don't want anybody getting hurt in mud piles. If that water starts to build up and create that mud, that is when it gets so important. Also watch for the pitcher wiping the ball off, trying to keep it dry. If you see the pitcher's kind of struggling with grip, that's when you know that this game is close to being called.
2-1 to Earhart. Looks at another pitch low, now 3-1 on the Oklahoma State Cowboy, who came around to score after reaching on an error. 3-1. Popped up into center field. Jufreda is there ranging over to make the grab. One retired.
Yeah, just missed a fastball center cut there. Earhart knows it too, shaking his head as he walks off the field. But those are the pitches that you got to take advantage of if you're Hyannis, if you want to get back into this game.
Yeah, and credit to Driscoll, though, for pumping that and not exactly throwing exactly what Earhart would have wanted.
John Gazdar with the 0-0 pitch from Driscoll. He swings and misses. 0-1. Misses away. 1-1 on Gazdar. Batting .450 in the postseason. Another swing and a miss from the Austin P. Governor.
Yeah, but a great pitch there. Tough to make a guy like him hitting so well look so silly like that. Just a really, really good off-speed pitch.
1-2. Taken for a ball, 2-2.
He is just pounding this fastball right now. It is fastball after fastball after fastball, and Hyannis can't really seem to get it figured out.
2-2. Grounder backing up. Bobbling is Eblin trying to return, but it's the speed of Gazdar. The ball will get away from Michelle. Going and standing to second base will be John Gazdar. Now with one away, Harbor Hawks got a runner on second.
Yeah, it looked like a real tough play straight from the jump on Eblin. He was in between hops there, and he fielded it, didn't wait for it, or he did wait back on it, and that one ate him up as he sat back on the hop. And the speed of Gazdar makes Eblin rush that throw, and it skips by Michelle. And now they've got another runner in scoring position for Ike.
Ike already trying to get his second RBI of the day. 0-0 pitch inside 1-0 on the VCU third baseman.
Little part of that play was after time was called, after the play was dead, Chris Engstrand, the first base umpire, picked up the ball, kind of inspected it a little bit, was making sure that maybe it was dry enough. That's what I'm speculating maybe he was looking for, but he gives everybody a thumbs up and says that it's dry enough to continue playing as we continue to monitor the weather coming into Hyannis.
2-0 from Driscoll. In for strike. Two 1 from Driscoll. Swung on and missed from Ike.
He's come and set very quickly. As he just comes in to see the sign and just gives a very slight pause and just immediately throws.
2-2 taken away by Ike. Now a full count.
Yeah, good take by Ike just off the plate with the fastball. Really well located outer third. But now you got to come in. You forced him to come in and try and drive one.
Payoff pitch to come. Fouled away by Ike. We'll do it again full.
Ike, a really good at-bat right now. Getting up there in the pitch count. About to see number 7 of the at-bat.
Payoff pitch. Ike swings and misses at the elevated 80-mile-an-hour pitch to retired.
Yeah, it's at the top of the zone there. Looked like that was probably ball 4. And Ike kind of stood in that righty batter's box for a moment, knowing that he probably did swing at ball 4, a bit frustrated with himself. That's a big strikeout for Driscoll. Way to execute it.
Nick Mitchell. Slow nubbler. That will foul off of himself. Gazdar will retreat back to second base.
His father down beneath at home plate. Crop of the few families that have come here. He's filming each and every one of Mitchell's at-bats on an iPad.
0-1. This is upstairs. 1-1. There you can see now the 1-1. Pitch upstairs, 2-1.
How great is that? The families that come out to Cape Cod and really get to experience their kids playing baseball in such a great area. Not a bad place to come and visit. Talk about it time and time again.
2-1 swung on and missed by Mitchell. You're going to come see your kid play. Might as well be in New England's premier vacation destination to get a vacation yourself out of it a little bit.
Yeah, beaches here. You can go up north to Providence Town as well as the Beachcomber and a lot of different places to visit.
2-2 is flown to center field. Giuffredo back nearly touching the track. He positions himself under it and makes the grab. Gazdar is left stranded at second base. We push on to the fourth. You're watching Game 3 of the Cape Cod Baseball League playoffs presented by Duncan. Our own Bria Lasick is standing by for more.
Thanks, Jacob. When you hear Darren Horn, the first thing you probably think of is his spin rate. He leads the Cape Cod Baseball League in spin rate with over 3,000 revolutions per minute on most of his pitches, and that's just something that's not usually done, but it comes pretty natural to him. It always has. In high school, his junior year, he went to a showcase, and they had all of the metrics. They looked at his spin rate, and no one thought that it was registering the right way. Everyone thought that his spin rate was showing up wrong. But then he kept going to more showcases, and every single time it was above 3,000 revolutions per minute, and eventually they found out, yes, he was hitting that, and it's been that way ever since. Like I said, he leads the Cape Cod Baseball League in spin rate, and he said he doesn't do anything to really manipulate it or do anything special with his grip. He just said it always has come natural to him. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Bria. When you look at spin rate, his is one of the top on Cape, and then also his numbers could hold his own in minor league baseball as well right now.
Yeah, definitely. And spin rate is becoming a predominant stat that scouts are using to judge players on ability, and with it translates to movement on the pitches. Movement is something that's also becoming huge. You're looking for guys to throw less straight fastballs, more life on it in terms of tailing action. And now, because of Horn's lively spin rates, especially on his slider, it puts him in real contention to be able to seeing a minor league organization.
I think a nothing pitch is taken away by Peterson.
Peterson singled back in the first.
Chops it foul. 1-0.
Guy that's been very solid throughout the playoffs, and really in that series against Katuitt, a 5-for-9 showing. Drove in 4 runs and also had an RBI triple, a part of the 4-0 comeback that Bourne pulled off in Game 2 against the Kettleers.
2-0 in the dirt. Now 3-0. And when you look at also Peterson, you also have to talk about his speed on the base pass. Finished 3rd in the regular season with 15 stolen bags. Guy that when he gets on, as he does here via the walk, he can prove to be dangerous, especially with Landers being as aggressive as he is from the dugout.
And when you speak to baseball ops, they have a few meetings with the coaching staff, and limiting the run game was a big part of how they've wanted to limit Bourne, because they will manufacture their runs. Getting a walk here to a guy like Peterson, he's easy to steal because, as you said, of his speed, ranking top 3 in the league.
Cam Foster swings it, misses at the 82-mile-an-hour breaking ball from Horn.
And you can utilize a hit and run with that kind of speed, put one into the gap, scores a run.
A 1 taken inside by Foster, evening the count at 1 apiece. A little bit more movement for the Harbor Hawks in their bullpen. 1-1 inside, 2-1.
It's Cross Sibley throwing in the Hyannis bullpen.
Now with the 2-1 to Foster, lines it directly to Mitchell in left. 1 retired.
Foster got a real hold of that, and that wasn't even the worst pitch. That's at the bottom corner of the zone there, and Foster has to know that that's coming. He has to be out in front and has to go get it. Puts a real good bat on it, but lucky for Horn, straight at Nick Mitchell.
Pete Giuffreda now into the box. He looks at a first pitch ball.
And what's so dangerous about this Bourne team is that, yes, they have a ton of speed, but they put so much pressure on the defense. You see over at first Peterson acting like he's taking off on every pitch and, you know, every other pitch, but it just makes the catcher and makes the defense stay on their toes so much.
2-0 from Horn to Giuffreda. Breaking ball in for a strike, and that's what Bourne does really well, is bluffing steals and making catchers think they're not going to steal when they actually do, finally going in and showing their hand that they were stealing, having those bluffs be setup points. That one goes foul by Giuffreda.
Yeah, that's part of how they control their own run game as well. Talk about how Hyannis wants to control it, but it is Bourne's run game. They have it in their own destiny, and setting up those is just as important as actually executing it.
The 2-2 by Giuffreda gets under the glove of York. Peterson will be sent home, trailing into the corner. A long throw from Lipsy won't be in time. Peterson comes up standing, going into third, sliding in safely is Giuffreda. It's a big triple from Pete Giuffreda to increase the Braves' the lead now 5-1.
Yeah, just rope down that right field line, 91 mile an hour exit velocity, putting York in a tough position to make that play. Just snuck under his glove and ultimately will end up costing Hyannis a run, and this might do it for Darren Horn.
This will do it for Darren Horn here, as we'll take a quick break as Darren Horn vacates. We'll talk about Cross Sibley on the other side here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are, they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own, you turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
You're a bad mother.
Cross Sibley steps out onto the bump for the Harbor Hawks. Pitcher who has a lot of experience in these situations trying to work down.
And that's why they brought him in early. Of course, you want to save him for the later stages, but you just want to have Bourne kept right where they're at. Just a 5-1 lead, still within slam range, and Cross has been nails all season long. Had the one game in the postseason against Falmouth. He just came in to get one out, and he got that one out on Tyler McGregor on 3 pitches, a strikeout that was. And he has been nails all season long. He can go in short relief, and he can also go in long relief, and this is what they'll want to do, is get a few innings out of Cross Sibley.
Yeah, a guy that comes in with a lot of funkiness to his delivery. Perfect answer to this Bourne lineup, especially with one out in a strikeout situation with a runner at third. So it'll be interesting to see if he can come in and try and get out of this.
Jonathan Vastine in the top of this Braves lineup.
The forecast right now is looking awfully ominous. The next couple of minutes and into the next hour, the rain is supposed to really start coming down.
0-0 pitch to Vastine. Popped up and out of play as you start to see some fans start to reach for their rain jackets and toss them on.
Ooh.
One being the Hall of Famer himself, John Schiffner.
And you see you kind of feel the wind picking up as well. Typically you kind of see that when rain is on the way. But back on the field, you see the infield pulled all the way in, everybody with their feet on the grass, trying to prevent that runner from third from scoring, Giuffreda.
0-2. Popped up and pulled foul. 0-2. And Bourne, they already got the bus on standby quickly in the parking lot.
Again, it's not if it rains, it's the quantity of rain that we're really looking at. If the thick part misses us, and that's good.
2 fouled just before the bag.
You can play through some light rain. Hyannis has done it multiple times this year, including in that big comeback against Katuitt.
(0-2), lined out of the reach of Snow. Coming in to score will be Chufreda. Grounder by Vastine gets the Braves their 6th run of the year.
Yeah, light contact right up the middle. Just that's the downside of bringing the infield in, is that even tailor-made ground balls that normally are outs can get through if they're hit just hard enough. 83 miles an hour off the bat, got the job done.
Check back. They got him. A beautiful pickoff by Cross Sivley. Tanata Vastine, who took a couple extra steps away from the bag.
That's the second time Vastine's been caught on the base pads. Got caught stealing back in the first and now picked off here in the fourth.
Pitch in to Kuroda Grauer for strike. A 1 from Sivley. In fair territory, slipping is Ike, gaining his balance. Lost his footing on the bag a little bit, allowing Kuroda Grauer to reach. Now Kendall Diggs, the right fielder, comes up.
It's a little better now that Vastine is off the base paths. You had clear bases at that point, so now only just one runner on in the form of JKG.
0-1. Pitch in, misses. 1-0. Backing himself up away just in time.
Yeah, just got away from him there, up and in. Luckily it didn't hit him. That was elevated a little bit. Those were the scary ones that brushed the hitter back.
2-0. Forcing Diggs off the plate again, 3-0.
Diggs was hit by a pitch as well back in the first, so a bit of brush back, maybe a bit of a message to send Kendall Diggs. They don't want him too far close to the plate.
My
3-0 breaking ball in on Diggs.
My weather app is now saying that there are rain showers happening right now. We still don't feel anything outside quite yet. These showers are supposed to continue for a while.
(3-1). Finds the outer part of the plate against Diggs. Cross Sivley. Try and work out of this with only allowing 2 to plate here in this top of the fourth.
That Kuroda Grauer play was ruled a single.
Payoff pitch, popped up in the infield. Gazdar under it. He makes the grab. Push to the bottom of the fourth. Braves leading 6-1 here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Retirement strategies come in all shapes and sizes. One strategy does not fit all when it comes to reaching your retirement goals. And considering all your options may be, well, more than you want to think about. So whether you're looking to retire or already living in retirement, you need a strategy tailor-made for you.
Fairway Financial can create a personal retirement strategy just for you, designed to take care of you and your loved ones. Call us today at 508-398-3337.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference. Leave your mark. Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Cape Cod isn't just any community, it's our community. At Cape Cod Healthcare, our mission to provide exceptional high-quality care for our neighbors and visitors is at the core of everything we do. From wellness initiatives and preventive screenings to leading-edge technology and specialized clinical expertise, our dedicated team is committed to delivering care that enhances the well-being of all in this special region. Cape Cod Healthcare congratulates the Cape Cod Baseball League on its 100-year anniversary and is proud to be this year's official healthcare sponsor. Learn more at capecodhealthcare.org. Cape Cod Healthcare, caring, commitment, community. Brody Donay settles in the bottom of the fourth. Flies it foul and out of play, down by the Bourne's bullpen.
Again, we'd like to remind our audiences that inclement weather is in the area. However, this game will not end in the fifth inning.
Snagged by Eblin at fifth, doing a great job at the hot corner today once again.
Even if we complete 5 innings and somebody is in the lead, this game will not be called short according to both managers.
Now Bennett Thompson, the catcher, flew out to Jufreda in the second. Looks at a pitch. Thompson 1 for 7 so far in the postseason as he takes strike.
Yeah, it'd feel a little wrong to just have it end after 5 or 6. You want to get 9 full innings here in the playoffs. Give each team however much of a chance they deserve to come back.
And especially if you look at the Hyannis way of winning, it's those later innings that they have been able to produce some strong offense. Thompson takes, moves the count to 2-2.
Yeah, off the plate with a fastball, but he's got pretty much anything open to him.
Thompson chops it foul over by the Harbor Hawks dugout.
Driscoll has been really, really good so far in this one. Only run that he's let up has been unearned.
2-2. Thompson, once again, foul. Attacking the 79-mile-an-hour pitch upstairs on the outer quadrant of the zone.
And even though it was foul, you saw Eblin with a little bit of trouble on his feet there. There could be something in that patch around third that's causing Ike and Eblin some problems.
2-2. Reaching over is Jufreda, won't get there in time. Thompson quickly back into first, safely, turned around first hard, was getting down deep into the right field gap. Thompson's aboard with a single.
Yeah, you can tell Thompson really wanted that number 2 bag as well, but you can't get too greedy here. Down 5 runs, have to take whatever you can get. Bringing up a real clutch hitter in Trey Lipsy. You want a guy on base for him.
Yeah, just get guys on base. Continue to chip away. Have this conveyor belt moving. Maybe not too aggressive on the base paths. Don't go stealing some bases here, but just keep getting on base. Avoid outs is the key.
Oh, 1 to Lipsy down in the dirt. Bender popped up looking to try and potentially throw down to Thompson. Loses it on the bobble. One. Foul tipped back. Game within the game here between the two bat boys. One, two. Lipsy puts it into the same gap. Thompson, hard turn around third. Jufreda quickly to it. They'll hold Thompson at third. It's a big single from Trey Lipsy. The Buckeye has found himself in the postseason.
Yeah, stay hot, Trey Lipsy, a guy that has come up clutch time and time again in the postseason. Just takes a fastball out to right center field, 90 miles an hour off the bat. Lipsy has really found that contact swing. That's been his MO all of this year, and now a quick mound meeting.
And to go back to what you were saying, Mick, this is the guy that you want runners on base for. A run 90 feet away, and now one on first as well for one of the hottest hitters in Eric Snow. This is why you have Lipsy and Snow batting back-to-back at the bottom of this order.
0-0 pitch is taken outside at 88 miles an hour from Driscoll.
Yeah, Lipsy and Snow, both guys not exactly known for power, especially during the regular season, but Lipsy went to left field the opposite way in Game 1, and Snow also has a home run in the postseason.
For Snow, he came in leading the Hyannis Harbor Hawks in postseason batting average with .545. 1-0 is popped up foul into the open field here at St. John Paul II High School.
You see some action in the Bourne Braves bullpen right now. Perhaps a precautionary measure in case Driscoll continues to allow some base runners.
1-1. Snow fouls it off of himself. 1-2.
It's interesting to see a lefty down there. York is up next, and he is a lefty, but following him, it'd be Earhart, Gazdar, and Ike, all right-handed hitters at the top of Hyannis' order before they get to Mitchell.
One-two to Snow is a foul ball. Just couple inches away from the chalk. Snow trying to work in Thompson and respond back. One-two. Snow went out reaching for just to keep his at-bat alive.
I think that was a defensive swing, guys. Good job just getting a piece of it. Staying alive. A good at-bat brewing for Snow, who's been seeing the ball so well recently.
1-2. Over the head of Kuroda Grauer and into the gap. Thompson will score. Lipsy will hold that third. Coming in, staying on the bag and keeping his hand applied is Eric Snow. A big double from the USF Bull. It's Harbor Hawks, their second run of the day, and puts two in scoring position.
Yeah, fastball center cut that he takes perfectly out to right center field. Eric Snow, how do you do? He has come to play in the Cape Cod Baseball League playoffs.
That's exactly why, again, you have him and Lipsy behind each other, because they complement each other so well, especially picking up some heat in these playoffs. And this will call for a mound decision here. They could go to the bullpen just to go for the lefty on lefty.
Have a conversation to call in the entire infield with Driscoll. Still only one retired in the home half of the fourth, and we've talked about it previously throughout this series. Being able to be ahead after 5 innings of play is huge. For Hyannis, they're 15-2 when leading after 5. And in the other dugout for Bourne, they're 15-5 in the regular season when leading after 5. So this 5th inning is a big one here so far between the both teams, if regular season is any indication.
Yeah, and even with stats like that, throw that out the window. Just chip away. Get some runs here and be able to set yourself up for within striking distance, because we know Hyannis, they're probably responsible for half of teams' losses when leading after 5. They are comeback kings.
Pitch on the GCU Antelope. Zach York is called for a strike on the outer part of the plate. Oh, 0-1 to York. Popped up into no man's land on the left side of the field. Coming in is Peterson. calling off Vastine. 2 retired.
Yeah, York, a bit of a disappointing at-bat. If he gets that further into left field, it might give Lipsy with great speed a chance to tag from third, but ultimately it was just a bluff from Lipsy. And now the lineup card flips over. It's the top of the lineup with 2 runners in scoring position and a more than capable hitter in Zach Earhart, who has a chance to bunt here with the third baseman Evelyn playing way back.
Pitch from Driscoll. Chopper over to Vastine. Fields on the hop. And gets it in time to Michelle. Harbor Hawks respond for 1, but leave 2 in scoring position. We're through 4 innings of play. You're watching Game 3 of the CCBL playoffs, brought to you by Dunkin'.
A brilliant idea starts at the source. Through innovative design, we're taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle, up to 30% made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
This BBB seal is a badge of honor. It's a sign that this is a business you can trust. Each year, millions of people see the BBB seal on a door or a window or a website and breathe a little easier. See the seal and know you've made the right choice. Find a business you can trust. Ask BBB.
Push on to the 5th inning here in this Game 3 of the Western Division Final between the Bourne Braves and the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Bourne, the number 4 seed, Hyannis, the number 2 seed. Continue to push on with a very good game so far.
Yeah, it has been, and it's a credit to Bourne as well. Hyannis has put themselves in positions to succeed. They just had 2 runners on, 2nd and 3rd, and credit to Driscoll because Earhart puts that through. That's a big momentum swing, and Hyannis have themselves within just 2 runs after being put down 6-1 going into the inning. So just to get 1 run across as opposed and averting further damage is big for Driscoll.
Pitch outstairs on Evelyn, and now this is a big at-bat here for Sibley, especially against a batter who is seeing the ball extremely well.
Yeah, this is the guy to get out. Don't allow him to set the table for the top of the order for the rest of this lineup, especially with the dangerous Derek Bender on deck. This Bourne lineup, these 1-2 punches with Eblin and Bender, and then outside of that with Diggs and Crota Grauer, Vastine, up and down. They're just so good. You can't take a pitch off. You can't take a batter off if you're an opposing thrower.
And that's what that's what has pushed the Bourne so well, especially in this postseason, that 1 through 9, it found themselves at the perfect time. Pitch away, they'll ask for the appeal. Mike Hinojosa says he did not go around on the swing.
Yeah, good slider running away there. That's a great 2-strike pitch, and now you have him set up for pretty much anything. You can go right back to it if you want.
2-2, fouled into the netting. If you're the other side for the Braves, especially with why they're coming in, get as many runs early, because a resumption of this game could really mean an entirely different game. Momentum changes between both teams.
Yeah, if you're Bourne, you're on the side of trying to get this game in tonight. If you're Hyannis, you're going to take a little bit of time, try and do a little gamesmanship.
Payoff pitch is popped up over the press box here at McKeon Park.
You definitely want to go to tomorrow, save some of those arms in your bullpen, have the top end ready.
Yeah, if it does get to tomorrow, Hyannis can treat it like basically like a new game and just completely switch their mindset. Who knows what could happen over the span of 24 hours.
Payoff pitch, as it'll be a foul off of the nub of Eblin's bat. So he tried to retreat and would make contact.
Thompson was trying to appeal if that was called a hit by pitch, but nonetheless it went off the bat. Doesn't matter, it's just a foul ball, dead ball, and we do another 3-2.
Payoff pitch is lined foul, just a couple inches away from the chalk down the left field line.
When we talk about tomorrow, treating it as a new game, you can almost treat it as like an aggregate situation in soccer where you enter a game up or down a certain amount of goals, except it's not a full 90-minute soccer game or 9-inning game. It's more of a 4-inning game, but it resets the momentum. You come out with a new game plan, attacking in different ways.
Payoff pitch. It's taken at the knees. It's a big strikeout from Cross Sibley.
That is a perfect pitch down and away.
You look at what has been really the top of this Bourne's team has been their defensive prowess, leading the league through the regular season in fielding percentage with .977. That is one of the best, and it's been their offense that's able to come back through it. Bender grounds it through the hole between Snow and York.
Yeah, Bender being a real big contributor to that team average of 274, as you just saw before he punched it through the right side. A 3-run homer back in the first. We've talked about how he was going into the final day of the season as the leader for the batting title, but eventually had it stripped away from him by Travis Bazzana. But still such a presence in that box. 2 hits already today.
0-0 pitch is flown foul. 0-1, and to fault to Travis Bazzana. Really, Bender, very solid quality player. Both of them easily made a case for themselves to be the league MVP. It really had to go down as the runner goes. Throw down from Thompson. They got him again. The second caught stealing by Bennett Thompson behind home plate today.
Another perfect throw and another great pop time. Just like Michael said, that transition between the glove and the hand, the throwing hand, is so quick with Thompson.
0-2 away on Michelle. Now changes the entire at-bat here for Michelle with now 2 away. Sibley trying to work out of it. 1-2. Flown into left center field. Both guys chasing and lost it. It goes into the ground and into the track. Earhart and Mitchell both lost it, it appeared. And just dropped in between the two of them. Now a double here for Michelle.
Yeah, I mean, that ball just kept on carrying. It didn't look like there was really anything to that, but just kept going, as Bender's home run did back in the first. So credit to Michelle for just carrying and legging that out.
It was hit hard. It was 99 miles an hour off the bat, but it was the launch angle, 43 degrees, that really kind of made everybody think that it was a pop-up.
Swing and a miss. But we talk about the inclement weather. The wind is really playing a factor in this one, going directly out. We've seen it blusting into the harbor, which is right beyond right field here at McKeon Park. Stone throws away from Hyannis Harbor, as well as downtown Hyannis here at McKeon Park.
Yeah, anytime you're close to the water, it makes for some really weird weather conditions. You see it in Chatham. You're kind of close to the harbor there. It brings in the fog. Here in Hyannis, sometimes it brings in the wind as well, but also the fog in Hyannis.
Yeah. 0-1 is taken by Peterson to advance the count to 0-2. Suddenly trying to make Michelle's double a nothing hit. The 0-2 delivery, breaking ball, swing and a miss from Peterson. It's a big strikeout from Cross Sibley. Hawks trailing by 4. You're watching Game 3 of the CCBL Western Division Final, sponsored by the Johnson family.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why'd he sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
Welcome back to McKeon Park, where the lights shine bright all season long thanks to the Knack Cape Cod, offering 2 convenient locations on Cape Cod. The Knack is the perfect spot for a burger, taco, or even a milkshake. Visit theknackcapecod.com to order online today. The Knack Cape Cod is the official Light Up the Park sponsor of the Hyannis Harbor Hawks here at McKeon Park. Lights being called upon a little earlier with these overcast clouds in, but now also going to need to be called upon are the Harbor Hawks bats here in this spot. John Gazdar leads the way, the 2-hole hitter, to try and work some life into this team.
Yeah, and we've seen them able to come back in a lot of these games, and they're going to have to do it against a new pitcher in Rob Adams.
Yeah, Adams only has 1 appearance on the season, and it was the last game of the season against Hyannis. Worked a really nice 3 innings of work. No runs and no hits, just 2 walks as well. So Adams coming in, he's faced Hyannis before, so that's got to give Hyannis a little bit of comfort here, having seen him once before. Something no other team in the league can say.
Yeah, guy, fastball, slider, changeup, will show a curveball every now and then. Mainly sticks to those 3.
0-0 pitch inside on John Gazdar, 1-0. And through talking to multiple people around the Harbor Hawks dugout, if you can get through your starter, you always have a chance in games. The 1-0 to Gazdar inside 2-0, because bullpens just aren't as deep as they were in the regular season, with guys reaching their pitch counts, having to go back home for a little bit. This is the opportunity when the iron strikes, is when you make that call to the bullpen.
And especially given Hyannis' ability to hit late in games and their bullpen.
Gazdar grounds it over to Eblin, up with it, and snagging it out of the dirt is Michelle for the 5-3 putout, and Brandon Ike will come on and continues another stellar postseason run, tied for first in the Cape Cod Baseball League this postseason with 7 runs already across. He's found a way to get on and make sure he is touching home plate every time he's on.
Yeah, a guy that has come in and supplied a great plate discipline approach to this Harbor Hawks team. There you see the 5 walks on his postseason so far, in addition to 3 doubles. A guy that maybe doesn't pop off the sheets, but is really, really solid at everything he does.
0-1 to Ike as he loses his bat and goes right into the Harbor Hawks dugout. It sent a wave of men in orange flying away from the bat. And Ike quickly to grab the pine tar and reapply to make sure bat stays on.
And doing his best Gavin Turley impression as the bat goes flying down the line. Again, really, really good pitch from Adams. He's worked well through 2 batters, and anytime you see a guy lose his bat, that means he was pretty fooled.
Applies a little more pine tar.
Yeah.
Maybe hold on to it a little more. That dugout really scattered. Can't blame him. It looked like that clip of Shaq running towards the bench that one time in the NBA where they all just scatter. There you see it one more time. It just slipped out of his hand a little bit.
2-1, high chopper over to Vastine. Fields it off the hop. Trying to beat it down the line was Ike. Is unable to get there in time for the second out.
Yeah, for a second there, Vastine kind of had a little bit of trouble with the transfer, but the great shortstop that he is defensively, you're able to adjust to those rhythm plays being disrupted and able to re-find it into a throw. And those are just so hard because you practice time and time again these perfectly rhythmic, is that a word? Rhythmic plays? Rhythmic plays where you have everything go right. It's really when you're tested, and the great fielders show themselves when they're able to be knocked out of that rhythm and still make a great play.
0-1, taking on Mitchell for strike in the lower part of the zone. 0-2, Chopper taking a nasty hop over the glove of Vastine. Nick Mitchell's aboard for the second time today.
Yeah, you want to talk about rhythm for Vastine. There it was right there, heading straight for it, but hits that hard McKeon infield lip and just completely skips right over him. No way of shifting the momentum back to where he was coming from. Good work to extend the inning and bring up Brody Donay.
Nice opposite field approach and hit it hard enough to force the defense to make a play, and that's always key. Just hit the ball hard, put it in play, put pressure on the defense.
Look back.
I want the audience at home to pay attention to the gap between the center fielder Shufreda and the right fielder Diggs. Diggs is the lone man on the right side of that outfield. You got a big gap in right center. You also got a lot of room down that right field line.
Donay swings and misses.
Shufreda is playing so deep in that center field because he knows how hard Brody can hit the ball, and they're really playing no doubles defense here. They may allow Mitchell to advance to third as long as it just doesn't get to the wall to allow Mitchell the chance to score.
Now the 0-1 to Donay. It's taken for strike. The upper part of the zone. Florida Gator behind in the count, 0-2.
New Florida Gator.
Transferring in. 0-2, swing and a miss. Mitchell's left stranded at first base. We're through 5. Braves leading 6-2.
Diet Coke? Were you my mom?
You should be so lucky, because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about. Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
Welcome you back here to McKeon Park. Here to push on in this one. Both teams really, for Bourne, 2 different plays right now as Bourne's trying just to preserve their lead and try and stumble in to the best of their ability to close this one out and to play Orleans tomorrow for Hyannis. They've got a little bit more work to do on the offensive side, but it starts on the defense, just holding the Braves to as many scoreless half innings as you can.
And Sibley's worked well since he's been brought in relief of Darren Horn, just trying to hold this potent offense where it's at. He's going to face Foster, Chufreda, and Vastine, 8, 9, and 1 in the Braves order here. So you want to get through these guys quickly so you don't bring up the heart of the order in Kuroda, Grauer, and Diggs close behind Vastine.
Defensive alignment changes here. Hainline will step into the game. Snow will move over to third base. So it's a straight change for Ike with Hainline now at second base. Snow moving over to the hot corner.
And that'll keep Ike in the game, and Ike is now moved over to first.
Swing and a miss from Foster, 1-1. On one breaking ball, hung up, 2-1.
Yeah, Kim Foster, 1 for 2 coming into this at-bat. Had that RBI single in the first. Flew out back in the fourth. 104 miles an hour exit velocity on the flyout. Guy that's hit the ball hard all postseason.
3-1 to Foster.
There's another one.
Hard hit ball that drops in front of Mitchell. All three of Foster's at-bats today have been hard hit balls over to the left side of the field.
Yeah, and there you just see the hands getting around on a pitch inside, 96 miles an hour off the bat. The only way you're able to hit those pitches inside is if you get the hands out in front of the bat head and really wrap around it and pull it. So really good approach, and he did not miss that.
And it was almost the same play that he saw in the top of the fourth.
Freda squared around to bunt and foul tipped it away, 0-1.
And the only difference between that at-bat and this one is that this one got down. He hit it even harder back in the fourth to no avail, but this time just drops in front of Mitchell, and he's got himself on with a leadoff single.
0-1, breaking ball. Swung around and missed, 0-2.
Wow. The rain still more or less holding off right now, as I knock on wood, but only light drops being felt as we continue to monitor the situation. All the rain jackets are coming on here at McKeon Park, but still not a huge sign of it so far.
0-2, breaking ball, popped up into foul territory. Hainline calling off Ike, and he makes the grab.
That's a great play by Hainline, who really had to cover a lot of ground to get over into foul territory near that right field line to make the play. And there's the defensive change.
And especially when you look at this spot where Hainline comes in, one of the first couple plays of his defensive substitution is already right at him.
Yeah, no, and that's always seems to be the case. If somebody checks into the game, it feels like, yeah, they're going to be tested right away. So good job. He rose to the occasion. I couldn't think of that term. I knew it was on the tip of my tongue.
0-2, bunt put down by Vastine over to Hainline, trying to glove flip it to Ike. Won't be in time. A beautifully placed bunt by Jonathan Vastine. Both men are safe at their respective bases. Foster over there at second.
That is a dream bunt. You want to put it just to the right of the pitcher, just out of his range, and bunt it right at that second baseman that's playing back, and that is exactly to the T where you want it.
Now JKG into the box for the Braves. Pitch outstairs, 1-0. Kroder-Grauer out of Rutgers looks at the 1-0. It's grounded between Snow and Gazdar. Holding quickly around third is Foster. It was a beautiful throw by Mitchell into Thompson. Bases loaded, still only one away in this top of the 6th.
Yeah, Nick Mitchell showing off a cannon out in left field, but again, it's softer contact by Bourne, just finding a hole, able to find some outfield grass, and now they've got the bases loaded with only one out.
Yeah, that throw is necessary there. It's got to come home. There was a late stop sign there that Foster almost ran all the way through.
Yeah.
It had to be shouted at by the third base coach to hold up because Foster's a sitting duck should he go home.
Kendall Diggs looks at the 75-mile-an-hour breaking ball in the inner middle third of the plate. Cade Obermueller starting to work in the bullpen. 0-1. Swung on and missed by Diggs.
Talk about a perfectly placed bunt. How about a perfectly placed pitch up and in? Again, we talk about those inside pitches. I said it earlier. You need such a quick bat to be able to get around on it and pull it. And there, Diggs just way too late.
0-2. Popped up to the right side of the infield. Infield fly rule is called. No advancement of any runner.
That's such a good at-bat there from the eyes of Cross Sibley. Kendall Diggs had 3 RBI singles in his first 3 at-bats in 2 innings last night. So he's a guy who puts bat to ball. And with the bases loaded, that's who you want up as well, to be a reliable guy to score a run or two. And to be able to make him look like that with a dotted pitch on the upper inside corner, and then to be able to get soft contact like that is huge out of him.
0-0 pitch. It's turned on by Evelyn. Trickling foul.
Bourne so close to dealing what would be a massive blow to Hyannis, but Sibley currently trying to tightrope out of the situation, doing a good job locating in the last couple of hitters.
0-1. Pitch misses low. Now 1-1.
Still within slam range here for Hyannis. This is the big at-bat here. If they can keep it to 4 runs, it's going to be massive for their hopes of a comeback.
Broken bat, pop-up in the infield. Coming in beautifully is Sibley to make the grab. Bases stranded, loaded. We now send it to our own Bria Losick. What's going on there and down there, Brie?
Thanks, Jacob. The Harbor Hawks may be down 6-2 right now, but this is a familiar territory for them. They've been down in every single playoff win that they've had and came back large numbers, 4, 5, 6-run innings. They're not afraid to put up those big numbers in the bottom of the frame. I talked to Elijah Hainline yesterday about how this team always seems to come back, and he said there's 27 outs in a baseball game. We're going to utilize all of them. I also talked to Zach Earhart about it, and he said, you know, when we're down, we don't change our strategy at all. We just play baseball, play simple. Don't try to overcomplicate things because that's when you start getting it in your head. He said we're going to continue to play small ball, put together strong at-bats, and that's how we get the game done. Last time against Falmouth when it was 6-2, it took a little bit of a pump-up song. I think it was called Pump It Up, so we might need to play that out of the press box, guys.
Bria, I think we might. You gotta get the shoulders back into it again.
Oh yeah, it's all in the shoulders.
All in the shoulders.
All in the shoulders.
It's all dance moves and it's all in the shoulders. Always appreciate it, Bria.
Yep. Thanks, Jacob.
We push on here into the bottom of the 6th. And once again, you have Adams back out for another inning of work. Although you have to have a little bit more of a concern if you're the Harbor Hawks. Later you go, it gets a little more concerning because you run out of opportunities. But once again, as she noted, at any moment, this Harbor Hawks offense can erupt.
And it feels like from an opposing standpoint, it happens as soon as you count them out, as soon as you get comfortable with that 6-2 lead, thinking that you can maybe take a deep breath a little bit, that's when they pounce. They wait for you to fall asleep a little bit and then catch you right when you least expect it. It starts with Bennett Thompson here, whose eye at the plate has been so valuable for Hyannis. It'll go Thompson, Lipsy, Snow, 6, 7, 8 in the Hyannis order. It's been a really good 6, 7, 8.
0-0 pitch to Adams to Thompson. Breaking ball at 72, dunks in for a strike. And this is that third of the lineup, that bottom third, for whatever reason it's been in this postseason, has started comebacks when they've needed them. 0-1, misses outside, 1-1.
It's got to come from somewhere, too. And it almost feels like a top of the lineup because they come up in these situations and always get the job done when you need it to. It's a good take there, too, from Thompson. So you're going to be looking for those guys that have propelled you to those wins all season long and all playoff time long to do it here again as they start off this bottom of the sixth.
2-1 in the dirt. Now 3-1 on the Oregon catcher.
Yeah, he's laid off a couple of really good pitches off the plate.
3-1, line directly to Eblin. Eblin didn't even have to move an inch. It was right to him in the squat, had the glove up ready for it.
Yeah, didn't even have to come up from the crouch right there. He stayed in the ready position. That's why they teach it to you.
Now Trey Lipsy starting to write his own story in the postseason, continuously contributing in big moments. Lipsy fouls that one through the screen. And Lipsy already has had his moment in the sun here against Bourne, that big home run, able to speak wonders about playoff Trey is a Trey everyone wants to see. 0-1. Chopper off over to Michelle. In time is Adams for the 3-1 putout. 2 retired.
Yeah, and Trey Lipsy, just to finish that thought on him, that home run against Bourne, opposite field down the left field line, that is not an easy part of the park to take on, and he did it beautifully, just wrapped it inside on the right side of that left field foul pole. One of the more exciting moments of the Harbor Hawks season so far, breaking a 5-5 tie.
Eric Snow looks at a strike. One misses low on Eric Snow. 2 for 2 so far today. The 1-1 in for strike, 72 miles an hour. The speed he's able to bring off of it is impressive.
And then to be able to back it up with the mid-80s to even close to a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, it's just such a nice 1-2 punch on the mound.
1-2, 85-mile-an-hour pitch. Way outside. Elijah Hainline now on deck circle. 2-2. Chopped foul. Hainline in the direct switch of York in the lineup. Two to Snow. Pulled foul of a little bit of an osprey over by the scoreboard. Part of what gives the Harbor Hawks their name here is it's a slow grounder over to Kuroda Grauer. In time. to Michelle. We're through 6 innings of play. Braves leading 6-2.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why'd he sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
It's time for Harbor Hawks fans' favorite time of the day. It's trivia time. So, the last time the Harbor Hawks won a Game 3 was last season against Katuitt. Who homered in that game? I know this one easy. Give me D.
Really? Okay.
Give me D.
You know what? So, Shawnuel had that slower regular season, but came in on firing on all cylinders in the playoffs and then carried that into the FAU series.
So you're going Shawnuel?
I'm going to go A. I'm going to go Shawnuel.
We'll do an answer after the first batter, so you can look. Mitch Jebb, Cole McConnell also in there as well.
I don't like the certainty that you said that with, because I know Shawnuel homered multiple times during the postseason.
I'm feeling pretty confident on Drew Earhart here, but hey, you never know. Derek Bender to lead things off in top of the 7th for the Braves.
Becoming crutch time for Hyannis here. If they don't want a repeat of last year, of course, they had that great series against Katuitt as Bender gets plunked.
And now perfect time to sneak in the answer to our trivia. A, C, and D.
Oh. I didn't know this was a select all of the above.
At this
so
time.
we were both right.
Yeah,
we
were both right.
Look at us.
Hey, staying pretty solid.
Yeah, we're pretty good at this.
Cross Simply will come out of the game. Coming in will be Cade Obermuller. We'll talk about the Iowa man on the other side. You're watching Game 3 of the CCBL Western Division Finals after this.
Diet Coke? Who are you, my mom?
You should be so lucky. Because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about? Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
Cade Obermuller comes out of the bullpen out of the University of Iowa in Iowa City. A fabulous arm out of the arm barn all year long. And trying to hold it here again to try and get the Harbor Hawks bats just continuing to try and eat into this lead.
Yeah, during the regular season, you saw that ERA hovering near 2.11 on the ERA, and 12 appearances was absolutely electric. 30 strikeouts on the season in only 17 innings pitched. That is so good. He's got that fastball slider mix. He only needs those 2 pitches.
Shell squares around the shell bunt, pulls it back at the last second. The pitching change. Still nobody retired here in the top half of the 7th inning. Michelle will square around again. A 1-0 pulled back. In for a strike to even the count at 1 apiece.
Yeah, Bourne still trying to manufacture runs. That's, again, been their MO all season long, getting runners around via small ball.
1-1 from Obermuller is swung on and missed. 82-mile-an-hour breaking ball.
And as you saw right there, Obermuller doesn't stand for small ball. He just comes in, blasts it right at you. Guy Sam Peterson on deck is his teammate. He knows how nasty he is, as well as the rest of that Iowa staff.
1-2. Fouled into the netting.
Obermuller, Brody Brecht coming back as well, along with Zach Volker, too. So it's going to be a big...
Yeah, there you see the rain start to come down a little bit. It's still very, very light at this point. Probably playable.
1-2, Bender goes. Throw down from Thompson. Not in time. Sliding in head first was Derek Bender. Oler's stolen bag from the Coastal Carolina product. But it was a swing and a miss from Michelle to get the first out of the top half of the 7th.
Yeah, very nice slider there. Running away from him. Obermuller doing everything that he can to try and will Hyannis to stay into this game.
Yeah, the way Bennett Thompson's been playing today, that means if he can't throw out a guy like Bender, that means he just got a good jump on it. Good jump he did get.
Still a good throw.
Yeah.
0-0 pitch off of the glove of Thompson. Bender hard around third. On the advancement, still only one away with now a runner 90 feet away from scoring.
Yeah, fastball located well. You almost wonder, was that a cross-up? Was he expecting a slider from Obermuller Thompson? Just got back on him.
One 1-0 from Obermuller is outside. 2-0 on Peterson. Peterson had a single back in the illustrious first inning for the Braves.
And you can see infield now pulled in. They want to get that out at Bender at third should they glove it.
2-0. In for a strike on the upper part of the zone against the Iowa man himself. Teammate versus teammate here between Obermuller and Peterson. Two-one. Taken just low and away. 3-1.
Tough call there. Looks like it might have caught the plate. Another 50-50 pitch. It doesn't quite go Obermuller's way.
Three-one. Breaking ball for strike. The count loaded on Peterson.
This is a huge pitch at this point in the game.
Payoff pitch from Obermuller is swung on and missed. A big swing and a miss from Sam Peterson. Gets the second out, and now in this spot, if you're Obermuller in the Hyannis dugout, can start to see a way to get out of this half inning without allowing a run to cross.
Yeah, with 2 outs, all you need is one pitch to get out of it. No more sacrifice situation, but that was 94 miles an hour. That's Obermuller's reach-back velocity. He doesn't go that high all that often.
Foster drops it in over the head of Hainline, scoring Bender easily. It's now 7-2 in favor of the Braves.
Another well-located pitch on the inner third of the plate, a fastball, and he's just able to dump it over the head of Hainline and into right field. That's a good pitch. That's well-located, not hit particularly hard, but again, Bourne just finding open grass.
0-0 pitch. Off the plate on Pete Giuffreda. Once again, just because there is 2 outs, you can't take Bourne in this spot in a very almost a situation where you think you can bank on getting out of this situation.
Yeah, just the same as Hyannis have done to their victims of the comebacks. Bourne snap awake right when you think that you may have a chance to get out of it. Can't take a batter off, as you said earlier, Mickey.
1-1 is swung around and missed. 1-2. Light rain continuing to fall here at McKeon Park on Middle Cape. 1-2. Swung on and missed. Obermuller works out of the jam, but Braves get another one across. They now lead by 5. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's stretch time here at McKeon Park. Stay with us.
A brilliant idea starts at the source. Through innovative design, we're taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle, up to 30% made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
This BBB seal is a badge of honor. It's a sign that this is a business you can trust. Each year, millions of people see the BBB seal on a door or a window or a website and breathe a little easier. See the seal and know you've made the right choice. Find a business you can trust. Ask BBB.
Well, the wait is almost over. Floor and Decor is coming to Hyannis on October 5th. Get ready for unbelievable everyday low prices on tile, wood, stone, laminate, vinyl, installation materials, and more. Our high-quality selection can't be beat, so mark your calendars for October 5th for Floor and Decor's grand opening in Hyannis. At Floor and Decor, you'll discover thousands of in-stock products, all at a price you'll love. We promise you've never experienced anything like it, but soon you can. Come explore Floor and Decor opening in Hyannis on October 5th. Hainline looks at a strike for Hainline's first plate appearance of the day. 0-1. Slow chopper caught up in the grass. Eblin comes in and fires in time. One retired.
And now you start to see the water start to pile up on the field a little bit. It's got that little bit of a glimmer in the light. You see the water kind of reflecting off the grass blades, and it'll be interesting to see how long they let this game go with the rain starting to come down harder and harder.
0-0 pitch to Earhard is taken for a strike, 74 miles an hour.
And here's a guy in Earhart that, after a rough start to the season, has made a couple of adjustments, specifically in that stance. He holds the bat much closer to his ear that allows him to get to his load quicker. He was late on some high-velocity pitches earlier in the year, and now able to load quicker and get that bat around a little bit faster. And the results have shown he's become one of the more dangerous hitters in this Hyannis lineup and made that leadoff position his own.
1-2 taken away.
Yeah, if not for Cam Smith having such a great, consistent season, Earhart could have been in the conversation for team MVP. He really, really put it together and just missed out on hitting 300 after starting 0 for 26.
2-2 will be off the glove of a diving Peterson. Digging for 2 is Earhart, coming in, sliding, staying on the bag. Zach Earhart gets a double to try and start and jumpstart the offense for the Harbor Hawks here in the bottom of the 7th.
Sometimes it only takes one hit to break the levee, and now Hyannis really trying to start the flood of runs.
Yeah, hopefully when it rains, it doesn't pour in terms of the weather. And on here on the field, it will for Hyannis. As John Gazdar now comes up. A runner on and one out. We've seen how consistent he's been through the playoffs. Time to get Zach Earhart home to get this back within slam range. See what the next guy can do after him. Just run it on down the chain from here on out.
Gazdar looks at a breaking ball in the dirt. 1-0.
This Hyannis crowd has been energized through every single game they've played. You hear the noisemakers, you hear the yelling, encouraging their guys every single pitch.
One out. Upstairs, 2-0 on the Austin P. Governor. Two out to Gazdar, lined out of the reach of Kuroda Grauer. Earhart's speed will send him around third to come in scoring standing. It's a big single from John Gazdar. Lead back within 4 to the Braves.
That pitch left out over the middle of the plate. Gazdar did not miss it, taking it the other way. Great approach. 98 miles an hour off the bat. And you gotta be looking over your shoulder if you're Bourne.
Yeah, you can't leave a pitch center cut like that to a guy hitting as hot as John Gazdar. And now you're given a chance for Hyannis to snap themselves back into life. Gazdar gets it started, and now up steps Brandon Ike, another hot hitter through these playoffs.
Ike takes a strike on the inner part of the zone. But more action in the bullpen for the Braves. Starting to get warmed up. If you're Scott Landers in the other dugout, you have to imagine you want to keep this game within arm's reach if you're Hyannis. Start to see a little bit more of the warm-up. Breaking ball, 2-1. Rain's starting to come down a little heavier now.
Yeah, those drops getting heavier and heavier, but it's supposed to lighten up in just a little bit for a short window.
2-1, swung around. Coming back in, standing and safe is Gazdar at first base.
It's a great throw by Bender, the snap throw to first, but heads up by Gazdar to scamper back. Now in a 2-2 count, Mikey will try and work this count. Nick Mitchell on deck. And then it's Brody Donay.
Two. Ike takes inside. Bender comes out promptly to ensure Gazdar doesn't move over from first. Still only one away here in the bottom of the 7th. Payoff pitch, they'll check back Gazdar, who comes in standing.
It's always so tough to get a read on those lefties throwing over to first. The rule is they have to have their momentum going towards first base. They can't have any momentum going towards home plate. 45-degree angle, I believe, but such a hard play to read.
Payoff pitch, chopper over to Vastine. He won't go to second, instead firing over to Michelle at first for the second out.
Yeah, got to be sure there if you're Vastine, as Gazdar runs well enough to be able to get over to second, had a nice lead off first as well. So when Mitchell grounds that, Vastine knows that he has to decide, and he makes the correct decision there just to get the shore out.
Yeah, Vastine, a big part of this defense that ranked first in fielding percentage during the regular season, only 35 errors on the year.
0-0 pitch to Mitchell. He's taken for a strike.
As you see a pinch hitter on deck, Will Taylor would hit for Donay.
Oh, 1. Taken outside by Mitchell. 1-1.
Mitchell lefty on lefty. Doesn't have that advantage, but we've seen him be able to find that contact approach.
1-1. Flown into foul territory. Eblin and Peterson will give it chase. They'll watch it drop just out of their reach.
And they've now resorted to the body signs out between the pitcher and the catcher, just to maybe with Gazdar off of second being able to pick something up.
1-2 to come from Adams. Fouled away by Nick Mitchell.
Good job staying alive here, fighting off that pitch. Now you just need to continue to show discipline, because he's going to throw a couple out of the zone to you here, ahead in the count. This rain really starting to come down.
Fans that have not gone for jacket or umbrella have went for it now. Another foul ball down the line. Here as continues to come, and now it's really starting to come down here. No word from the United umpiring crew, but fans starting to make their way to the exits. One-two to come to Mitchell. Slow tapper foul.
This rain blowing towards center field with the wind, away from the press box. We can't give you exact confirmation on how hard it is coming down, but optically it looks like it is beginning to bunch up on the dirt.
Harbor Hawks bullpen springing for the tarp to toss it on. The 1-2 pulled foul by Mitchell again.
And hey, we've been talking about the rain, but this is a heck of an at-bat from Nick Mitchell. Now about to see the 8th pitch of the at-bat, still only a 1-2 count.
Working it, fouling off pitches to the best of his ability. One-two to Mitchell. Flown foul. Abilene giving chase. Raiding over, sliding. He made the grab. What a play by Eblin, sliding on the dirt to make the grab. We're going to the 8th here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Diet Coke? Were you my mom?
You should be so lucky, because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about? Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
We welcome you back to McKeon Park with rain still falling here as we move to the 8th inning.
So the umpires got together in the middle of the half inning when we were at break, and they, I guess, made the decision to continue in this one. It looks like this rain will not stop for another 45 minutes or so, but according to the weather app on my phone, it is supposed to lighten up around 9 o'clock, so we'll see.
Pitch into Bastine is in for a ball.
I don't claim to be a meteorologist at all, but that's just what the information presented to me is.
Yeah, where's weatherman Graham McNew when we need him?
1-0. Outside 2-0. Edel Plunk, Vastine. And now this is going to prompt a conversation with Steve Williams to come in. And I think this is going to be it. Rain's starting to come down a little harder.
They're going to ask.
Here.
They're going to ask how his grip is on the ball right now, because if that one got away from him like he's probably claiming it was right now, they're going to assess the situation, but it looks like they're going to continue this game. Is for the first time tonight, visibility along the tree line along the outfield is starting to be hindered.
And you see Kuroda Grauer there wiping the bat underneath his arm there, so it's becoming a bit of a hindrance, as you said, Mickey.
Pitch is upstairs and away.
That got away from
Grauer.
Got away from Obermuller again there.
Runner goes, bunch shown, pull back, Thompson throw down, gets away, hopping off the dirt. Spinning around is Bastine, he's now into third.
Yeah, there's that run game again from Bourne. They make you work, and as good as Bennett Thompson has been all day long, it's just one that you want back if you're Hyannis there, because now Vastine in there at third, 90 feet away with nobody out. Ground ball, even coming home, could score him.
1-1, swung on and missed by JKG. Still in the top of the 8th. Harbor Hawks looking for an out with Vastine at third. 1-2. Line directly back to Gazdar. Quick move by Gazdar trying to see if he could double up last time, but Snow was too far off the bag, one retired.
What's dangerous about those kind of plays is with the infield shaded in and their feet on the grass, a line drive, even a soft line drive like that was, can find outfield grass because the range of infielders is so limited when they're that far towards home plate.
Diggs now steps in. Thompson doing a good job to keep.
Yeah, and Obermuller really getting into that dirt on the mound, trying to reset it. As you can probably see it on the center field mic, it's just a darker shade of brown right now, given the amount of moisture in it.
The 1-0.
Cool.
In for strike. Nasty pitch. Forcing Diggs away.
And that's the slider that Obermuller has really gotten down on Cape. He's able to use it with his fastball, little two-pitch mix.
1-1 inside. Obermueller. Tell him it was on me. Two one. In for strike. Now an even count at twos on the Razorback.
Perfect pitch, up and in with the fastball. Located well, not much that you can do with that if you're Diggs. Now, one strike away from really making it easier on yourself.
2-2. Breaking ball away.
Good slider.
Yeah, disciplined take there from Diggs. If that was closer, he's offering at it, but you need a good eye to be able to take a pitch like that. That's a big one from Diggs to work himself full.
You know how much that is moving. Obermueller, a guy with a ton of movement on that pitch.
Huge payoff pitch to come from Obermueller. Diggs crosses up Lipsy. Still digging for and coming in standing to second and scoring Vastine is Joshua Kuroda Grauer. Lipsy was turned on it. Watched it drop in behind him.
Yeah, one of those plays where outfielder's just twisting and turning and can't quite get right squared up to the ball, but that's a big run for Bourne, who now extends their lead to 5 out of slam range and off and running now.
And out of double play range here as well with Diggs at second base, legging out the double. Eblin now into the box.
That's going to be ruled an error on Lipsy.
One-0 inside. Two and 0.
Now, Eric Beatty out of the dugout and walking out to the mound. I don't know if this is more of a conference to talk about the weather and the grip or to talk to Obermueller. I believe it is about the grip, as he's gesturing towards the dirt.
I think they're going to bring out some dry dirt here. They want to try and apply and do a little bit of groundscrewmanship. Johnny Davis, Director of Analytics, assistant coach, bringing out a rake as well, trying to level out the hole here with the rain. Still coming down here a little bit. So you get a stoppage of play between all of them.
It's coming down, but it's not coming down nearly as hard as it was a couple of minutes ago. And you can justify trying to fix the mound up just enough to make it safe for a pitcher, especially in that landing zone where that front foot is going to land. In a righty's case, it's that left foot where that lands for a pitcher, that stride leg. That's the real danger zone. That's where you really want to avoid slippage in that dirt, and that's where they're putting down the dry dirt.
Team doing their best to try be able to play this game through for the full 9. Get yourself a manager that also does a little bit of field work himself out there doing a large majority of the raking. Trying to make sure this mound is playable here for the final 2 innings of play in this contest.
Yeah, he's normally out there pregame, working on the field as well. We saw him dragging the warning tracks earlier today in one of the landscaping trucks that they have here at McKeon Park. Not really a truck. What would you call that?
A gator.
A gator? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's like a John Deere gator. And Obermueller will get a couple of warm-up pitches to see if it's to his liking. I'll bring out a bucket to try and grab all of this extra clay that is on the mound. Johnny Davis just being hands-on here, going on, not even asking for a shovel, wants to make sure this is as prompt as possible.
Yeah, it looks good now. Obermuller looks ready to go. Eric Beatty, part-time head coach, part-time groundskeeper, raking the pitcher's mound. Now we're set once again.
Pitch comes in to Eblin, fouling it back into the netting, 2-1.
That already looked a lot more comfortable for Obermuller, who is, after every pitch before they put down that extra dry dirt, was really working with the clay out there, and now just gets right back on the rubber, ready to throw.
2-1. Inside 3-1.
And at some point, it does become dangerous. This turf, if it's too slippery, you don't want a guy to slip and maybe tweak his knee or something like that. But I don't know if this field is dry or dry enough.
3-1. Flown foul. Mitchell will give it a look. It will drop in to the Harbor Hawks bullpen. Luckily, a pretty vacant spot down there. No coverage. Rest of the bullpen has made their way into the dugout.
Both dugouts have become a whole heck of a lot more full in the last couple of minutes.
Payoff pitch soon come to Eblin after the rubber disengagement from Obermuller. Payoff pitch in the dirt. Eblin works a walk. 2 aboard now with still only 1 away in the top of the 8th.
Yeah, great at bat from Eblin, able to lay off some tough pitches. And here comes manager Eric Beatty once again. This looks like it will be a pitching change.
Indeed it will. We'll talk about the new hurler on the other side. You're watching Game 3 of the CCBL playoffs, brought to you by Duncan.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why'd he sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference. Leave your mark.
Break the mold. Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Joe Glassie out of the University of Illinois steps onto the rubber in relief of Cade Obermuller. Glassie's last appearance came on August 1st. Home versus Wareham, went 1 inning, gave up a run. 3 hits, struck out 3 through 6 batters faced. Now, Glassie comes in here trying to hold the Bourne Braves to a 5-run lead here in the top of the 8th. Still only 1 retired, 2 aboard. Diggs at second, Eblin at first.
Yeah, Glassie, a guy that's going to come in, throw mostly fastball, changeup, curveball, try and get Hyannis out of this inning. In this pitching change, might be a little bit of gamesmanship. Try and delay the game just a little bit more. Slow the momentum of Bourne down.
And they also want to get the righty-on-righty matchup in here against Derek Bender, who's been just lights out all season long. 2 hits here today, as well as 2 runs scored.
0-0 pitch inside on Chanticleer. Had a home run in his first at-bat of the day, setting the tone. It was a 3-run shot back in that saga of a first inning. Now the 1-0. Outside 2-0.
Yeah, really showed off his power going the opposite way. Bender has a ton of pop in his bat. Dangerous, dangerous hitter. Really showed the reason why he was considered highly for MVP.
2-0 in 4 strike.
Yeah, good 90-mile-an-hour fastball, outer third of the plate.
It was a good, powerful swing from Bender. The height on it is really what got it up out of there. Much carry to it as it got almost up into the mesosphere.
2-1. Flown foul over by the Harbor Hawks power shed. Bender came into today batting .263 in the postseason. He has 2 hits to his name. 2 for 3 outings so far in this one.
Yeah, also homered yesterday. Followed that up with another homer today.
2-2. Away 3-2, and follow the Cape Cod Baseball League social media channels after West was able to win the All-Star game. Grabbing the phone, Bourne very adamant. Bourne was going to run it back, trying to do that here right now, trying to punch their ticket for their 3rd consecutive Cape Cod Baseball League championship.
How impressive is that?
Yeah.
With the playoff structure that this league has, it makes it so hard to get to the championship in these 3-game series. And it's just a testament to how Scott Landers runs this team, building it really for August.
And when you look at it, these are 3 different teams. While there's maybe a few guys that are turnovers, it is a ground-up build every year. 2-0 is poked into right field. Lipsy's under it. Tagging and moving to third is Diggs. Evelyn thought about a tag, but he stays firm at first after retreating.
Yeah, Lipsy made sure to secure that with 2 hands, but Hyannis, for the 2nd straight year, looking to try and get over Bourne in these West Division finals. And Bourne just has all the makeup of a team that does well in the postseason. Defense, base stealing, pitching. It's just built in the same way every year.
And then to go along with Landers' experience as well. Experience matters, especially when it is a ground-up type of build. When you have a manager that has this experience, that has the feel to games like this, you can't teach that in managers, but managers are going to be the one to pass a certain mentality onto the players, and to be able to now, if they can hold on to this, go to a 3rd straight championship series. I mean, it speaks entirely to the management of Scott Landers.
Classy ahead 0-2 on Garrett Michelle. Runner goes. He'll step off. Think about a throw.
Didn't even realize he was going.
That one will be scored with a defensive indifference. (0-2) upstairs off the glove of Thompson. Coming in to score standing is Diggs. Braves adding on. They now lead by 6.
Heads up play from Diggs to recognize that went back to the screen, and now Bourne really just coasting.
Turning on it is Michelle. It's a foul.
Pace of this game has slowed down so much in the last couple of, maybe the last half hour.
0-2 upstairs. Now 1-2. 2-2. Two into Michelle, out of the reach of Thompson, grasping at his hand as he came down on it hard. He is gingerly up with it, grabbing at it, and another run will be able to come across.
Just gave the thumbs up to Coach Eric Beatty out of the dugout. He'll stay in this game.
Payoff pitch to come to Michelle. Line foul.
What a playoffs it's been. Orleans out of the East, sweeping their way through the playoffs, beating Harwich, and then knocking off YD in the Eastern Division Finals just about 24 hours ago. In a thrilling game that they took the lead in the 8th inning off a wild pitch, won that game 4-3. 4th straight win in the postseason. Now they're awaiting the winner of this series, presumably tomorrow. Depends on weather.
It's a swing and a miss by Michelle. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Harbor Hawks trailing 10-3 to the Bourne Braves. We push on. You're watching the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are, they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own, determine to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
You're a bad mother.
Welcome back to McKeon Park. Here in this one, as Will Taylor will come out to be the pinch hitter.
He was standing on deck in the previous half inning. He's going to come in and will now slot into the designated hitter spot.
Harbor Hawks going to look for some offense. Down to their last 9 outs here in this one. Really 6 if you want to look at their bat opportunity. You want to just try and close out on the defensive side as well. The top of the 9th.
Starts with Will Taylor. We've seen some crazy stuff happen here at McKeon Park, too. This has been a fortress for Hyannis all season long, and it starts with Will Taylor.
Yeah, they've really played well at home. 15-6 during the regular season. They're also unbeaten here, 3-0 during the postseason.
Anthony DeFabio starting to get warm. Chopper just out of the reach of Adams. It's a throw that keeps the foot of Michelle on the bag. What a play. Michelle was sprawled out on the infield. Dirt making sure his tippy toes were still applied to the bag. Gets the first down to the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, that's a big play to not let Hyannis have any glimmer of light. Want to keep the pressure on. And now has to go up against Bennett Thompson, who's been really, really good in recent weeks in his own right.
The 1-0 is low on Thompson, 2-0.
And credit to the Hyannis fans here, sticking out the win, sticking out the result, and just keeping the noise coming with the noisemakers and the cowbells.
2-0. Fouled away, 2-1 here by Thompson. Thompson came around to score in the 4th. Two one inside now, 3-1 on Thompson. Out in front of the 81-mile-an-hour pitch, Thompson was loading the count full.
Yeah, Rob Adams back out for another inning of work. He's been really good through 3 1/3 so far.
Out of the reach of the reaching Bastine. Thompson gets a single, trying to bring the offense of the Harbor Hawks back to life here.
Yeah, he just goes down and grabs that one low and out of the plate. Great approach, just really expecting that off-speed pitch low and able to pull it into left field. You only can pull those pitches if you're out leaning over the plate expecting that pitch, and that's exactly what he did.
And yeah, that's what Thompson has brought to Hyannis since coming here. It's just been good at bats, and then even better, he's brought results as well.
Breaking ball to Trey Lipsy, dunks in at 71 miles an hour for strike. Rock faithful that's still stuck around trying to will themselves to play a factor into this one. 0-1 to Lipsy. Grounded over to Vastine. He'll keep it himself. Throw in time for the double play. Bourne firing on all cylinders. We're going to the 9th. They lead by 7.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen.
Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it.
Tell Mama.
Christian Becerra from University of California now in for the Harbor Hawks. Last appearance was back on the 31st of July, went an inning in 2/3, giving up 2 runs. Both of them were earned. Giving up 4 hits, struck out 3 through 10 batters faced. Here Becerra trying to lock things up and get the Harbor Hawks to try and will themselves a 9th inning comeback.
Yeah, a guy that has same mix as Obermuller, fastball slider. Throws him in different ways, but 6'1", 180. He's a guy that comes in. He came in late in this season, in late July, to be an addition to this bullpen, try and lock down some of the games, and that's kind of the situation he's facing here. He's going to sit low to mid-90s on the fastball.
Yeah, just using Becerra to try and get the next 3 outs and get Hyannis into the dugout as quickly as possible to stage what would be an absolutely Titanic level comeback.
Clear their efforts against Katuitt earlier this year, which we know that they've made it possible.
Yeah, 8 hits on the day for Hyannis. That's 7 less than Hyannis had going into the bottom of the 9th, down 6-0 against Katuitt. So they know that they have done crazier things. Got to have that mindset going in to the bottom of the 9th after they get through this.
And it looks like they will have an opportunity tonight, knock on wood, but the rain seems to have lightened up just a touch. Seems to be holding off until a little bit later, so we'll see if we're able to make it there.
Sam Peterson, Cam Foster, and Pete Giuffreda, 7, 8, and 9 to try and tack on to the Bourne Braves lead here in Game 3 of the Western Division Final. Nothing pitch to Becerra. Flown away by Peterson.
93-mile-an-hour fastball. Comes in with a good amount of velocity. Throwing that pitch just over half the time, then mixes in the slider.
0-1 in the dirt at 83 miles an hour, 1-1. And Sarah, your biggest goal, trying to keep that hat on. Last time he was out on that 31st, had to get Eric Luxus's hat. Never seen a mid-inning hat change, but it would need to be called upon so that Becerra was able to keep it on, and there he is, losing it again, tossing 92.
Yeah, and those hats only come in 2 sizes. If they're the same for the players as they are down at the team store, they're only medium large and small medium. It's only those 2 sizes. So it's hard to find the right size.
2-1 will drop into the right center field gap. Peterson able to do some good contact hitting to get himself aboard in the top of the 9th.
Good piece of hitting, just a little soft fly ball into right center field. Again, that's not a bad pitch. That's the inner third of the plate. Able to dump it into right center field, into open grass, and that's what Bourne has done time and time again. That's what makes them so dangerous, is that even when they don't hit the ball hard, like that was there, 74 miles an hour off the bat, it's finding open space in the defense.
It's great contact hitting, and we talked about it early in this broadcast. It's 1 through 9 for this Bourne Braves team that has made them so potent in these last 2 games. 1-0 in for a strike. One from Becerra is swung on and missed by Foster.
It's a really good slider. Coming from the inside, then bending back out over the plate.
One, 2 from the Bear. In the dirt. 2-2.
Yeah, that hat's still flying off. And even when he put Eric Luxus's hat on against Falmouth, it was still flying off. Gotta be a real snap when he comes down.
And with the little bit of flow he's got on there too, I can't imagine that.
Yeah.
That's helping keep that hat on a little.
Yeah.
The 2-2. Swung on and missed. Cam Foster goes down swinging. 1 retired in the top of the 9th.
Yeah, really good pitch there to get him down on the slider. Perfectly placed, and now you got to continue attacking to Giuffreda.
Freda looks at a 93-mile-an-hour fastball down in the dirt, 1-0.
in this game. Bourne with 15 hits. Again, just able to find the gaps in the defenses.
1-0 off of umpire's shin guard. Advancing is Peterson over to second base.
They also have committed 3 errors on the game, but they have really responded well to those errors.
But it's 10 runs, 15 hits. 3 errors. When you put up 15 hits, those 3 errors can somewhat fade into the background because just how prime their hitting has been.
Yeah.
Yeah, two of them came on the one play where it was booted at third. So the first initial boot and then the throw went wide. So 2 of them coming on that play.
2-0 upstairs and inside, 3-0.
But it's been a classy showing on the offensive side as well. Just being able to pour it on, put that out of your mind. No, that is not representative of how your team plays. It's bound to happen at some point, but just about responding from it. That's what Bourne have done today.
3-0 from Becerra in the dirt. Giuffredo works a walk. Now 2 aboard here in the top of the 9th.
And Bourne continues to take really nice at-bats at the plate right now. They have done a great job all game continuing to work counts, work the edges, and get on base, finding a way. And when you get on base, good things happen.
Astine looks at the ball low. With his lineup turning back over, have to imagine Braves want a couple more just to make sure they're bringing in that momentum to Eldridge Park tomorrow. 1-0 fouled off of Thompson.
What a great series that's going to be. 2 of the, presumably, 2 of the hottest teams in the league. Hyannis also one of the hotter teams in the league. That's what this league is all about, is those teams that really hit a roll into August. Those are the ones you see rewarded, because throw out the regular season record before the All-Star break. A lot of these rosters are completely turned over.
You know, look at a Bourne Braves team, 4 seed out of the West. If this score holds, will make themselves, for their 3rd consecutive year into the Cape Cod Baseball League Championship. Just really goes to show you, when you're playing good baseball, you will be rewarded if you're playing it in the month of August.
And you've seen it, like last year, Hyannis and Katuitt were so busy fighting one another that Bourne kind of came out of nowhere in late July, took that division lead, took that 1 seed, got home field advantage, and were able to ride that momentum all through the playoffs.
2-2 is flown to the right center field gap. Quickly to it is Earhard to make the grab. 2 retired. Peterson thought about a tag, but retreated back after seeing the arm strength of Earhard.
And it's almost, not quite, kind of the same deal this year, is that Hyannis and Katuitt so fixated on one another, everybody fixated on those 2 teams towards the top of the West, that Bourne kind of comes out of nowhere, sweeps Katuitt, and now on the verge, on the brink of beating Hyannis.
And yeah, it just comes to show that that the most dangerous thing is a hot team in this league, and didn't matter that they finished 4th.
0-0 pitch will get off of the glove of Thompson, allowing Peterson and Giuffredo to advance 90 feet.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. As long as you're hot and as long as you know that you're playing the best confident baseball in the month of August, as you said, doesn't matter that they finish 4th. As long as they turn it on and get in the correct mindset towards the end of the season, they can take that and roll with it.
The 1-0 to Kuroda Grauer. Taken for strike. Becerra is trying to work out of this. Harbor Hawks still have one more time in the box in this 2023 season. Try and extend their season 1-1. Go to Grauer, lines it out of the reach of the diving Snow. Coming in to score will be Peterson. Coming in sliding will be Chufreda. Bourne Braves pick up 2 more. Lead now moves to 9.
Yeah, just completely unrelenting stuff from Bourne. They just continue to pile it on. Every run means something, and every run that scores from a certain point on means that it's an absolute statement coming out of Bourne and showing that they are not showing any signs of letting up.
0-0 pitch to Becerra. In for strike on Kendall Diggs. As they'll make a pinch hit here, Bourne Braves will. But Gage Harrelson, who looks at a strike. Harrelson, the sophomore out of Texas Tech. Behind the count, 0-2. He swings and misses. Becerra works out of the jam. Harbor Hawks are going to need 9 in the bottom of the 9th to try and continue their 2023 season. Stay with us here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Retirement strategies come in all shapes and sizes. One strategy does not fit all when it comes to reaching your retirement goals. And considering all your options may be, well, more than you want to think about. So whether you're looking to retire or already living in retirement, you need a strategy tailor-made for you.
Fairway Financial can create a personal retirement strategy just for you, designed to take care of you and your loved ones. Call us today at 508-398-3337.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself.
Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Harbor Hawks trying to extend their season here in the bottom of the 9th. They trail by 9 to the Bourne Braves. It'll be Snow, Hainline, and Earhard. 8, 9, and 1 due up for the Harbor Hawks to try and create another one of their cardiac moments here in a game 3.
Hey, and they've got the guy to lead off to do it. Eric Snow has come in and really found his swing in the last couple of weeks.
Eric Snow turns on one, and it goes foul into the trees.
Harbor Hawks in Snow, he really started this season kind of more as playing a couple of days a week.
Snow choppers off over to Evelyn, is unable to beat it out.
But a guy that has just ramped up his approach at the plate in the last couple of weeks.
He's going to have a fun spring.
Yeah,
absolutely. He's a guy that's been here since day one as well. He's been here since the beginning of the summer, and he's been rewarded for his hard work by getting these starts in the playoffs. And he ramped up his numbers to make it look real good. Had a really nice summer here. It's going to translate real nicely into the spring.
And he already hit well at USF this past year. Hit 9 home runs for them.
1-0 to Hainline is flown to right field. Diggs has to climb it, and it's a homer for Elijah Hainline. A monster shot to right field. Now an 8-run lead in favor of the Bravos.
It's a great approach from Hainline. He stays back on the pitch, outer third of the plate. 96 miles an hour off the bat, 354 feet, and this will bring Scott Landers out to the mound, and it looks like Bourne will have a pitching change, but Rob Adams did a great job.
Did a fabulous job and exactly what Scott Landers needed him to do. Landers out, they'll make a pitching change. We'll be back right here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen. Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
Out of Stetson University. The championship.
Hey, just going back to Hainline, it's not very easy to be taking that off the scoreboard the opposite way. So breath of life there, energizing swing out of Elijah Hainline to flip the lineup over, turn it back over to Earhart.
Touched upon it. Lineup turns over. Now Zach Earhart. Will step in. Fabio deals. 88-mile-an-hour pitch upstairs. Earhart. Fly ball to Tufreda in center. He makes the grab. Harbor Hawks down to their last out. It'll be John Gazdar to try and extend a Harbor Hawks season.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there from Earhart. 90 miles an hour off the bat. He found a fastball out over the plate that he hit hard, but now it's up to John Gazdar to try and extend this season. A guy that's just been so much fun coming in from Austin Peay.
1-0 to Gazdar. Popped up into foul territory. Michelle gave it a look, but turned himself around. 1-1.
Yeah, great contact hitter, great defender, locking down that shortstop position for Hyannis. Great up the middle hitter. Loves to shoot them right back where they came from.
1-1 in for strike. One, two, inside to Gazdar. 2-2. Deuces wild. The bottom of the ninth. Gazdar lined right to Vastine. Bourne makes it 3 consecutive Cape Cod Baseball League appearances, winning the West Division. With that, that will finally close the 2023 storybook that was the Hyannis Harbor Hawks season, filled with drama, suspense, and all-around great fun. I know I can speak for everyone within this production booth for the amount of fun we had working with these guys time and time again, as long as bringing you, the viewers at home, these broadcasts.
Yeah, I can't say enough about this organization. Everybody here over the last 2 months, it was a great experience from start to finish. The players always so nice, always so available to us. and really the people that make this broadcast go and the people that I personally as a broadcaster want to impress the most is the families of the players. They're always watching. I hope I did them proud. I know I've made a couple of mistakes along the way. I know we've made a couple of mistakes along the way, but I hope that we brought you all the action in a great way.
And to everybody else involved with the team, from game day ops to baseball ops to social media, it's just been such a pleasure to get to know everybody, to be getting so close with the players, the coaches, everybody who comes to the park every single day along with us, and everybody up here in the production booth. It's been so much fun getting to know y'all, and to you two, Mickey and Jacob. It's been such a pleasure to share the booth with you fellas this summer. It's been real fun, but all good things must come to an end at some point.
And when you talk about family, no one understands what family truly means, and that's what this summer collegiate baseball season has brought, not just to me, but for an entire organization. We've got maybe some of the closest friends you'll ever meet. You're with them day in and day out. You're with the guys day in and day out. There's nothing quite like it in the world of internships, that you are with these guys day in and day out. And even on your off days when you're supposed to take away from baseball, you're still talking baseball, still having a lot of fun. And that's what makes summer baseball so amazing, is that you get to have these awesome opportunities. And that will do it for this 2023 season. For one last time, for Nico Sharp, Josh Schreiber, Grant McNew, Brandon Shank, Michael Kirsting, Mickey Doolittle, Bria Losick, our broadcast directors of Abby Stokes and Austin Dakuda, I am Jacob Irons saying so long from McKeon Park. We'll talk to you in 2024.
If you live here, fun is your thing. If you live here, tough is your thing. Smart is your thing. Caring is your thing. If you live in Massachusetts, community is your thing. Since 1972, the Massachusetts State Lottery has provided over $25 billion to help cities and towns with the things they need most. If you live here, giving is your thing.
My family earns respect.
My family clears bases.
My family breaks records.
My family wins MVPs.
My family gives everything.
Is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.